we're doing green, blue, Watcher. Okay, this is a good one. Watcher decks have the potential to win, I think, and blue Watcher decks doubly so, because it's a good combination. I'm not sure what Silent is bringing to the mix. Let's see what the card rewards are. If we end up doing lots of like skill recursion-y stuff, we could end up with like a pressure points deck, using Defect to like hologram back the pressure points, and using Silent to like burst and nightmare the pressure points. So that's one possible little combo package. Because as I have learned doing these runs, you have to find something broken or you're going to lose. Okay, we're forced to visit a shop, so we should probably visit a shop as late as possible. After we've done question marks so that we can encounter the serpent, and fight so that we can get money. So it's probably this shop. I could see an argument for either of these paths. Question marks before shops are pretty good, because you can get curses and then remove them. We are potentially missing out on a hallway fight here, which impacts our ability to fight this elite. I think we're probably just not doing this path, though, because this is too hard. It's 2 elites in a row. And if we go to this right path, we get a bunch of fires and just 1 elite, which I think we can deal with. So I think I'll take the 2 question mark route, and then our last hard pool fight is potentially here. Or our last easy pool fight, rather. Is this lethal? Eruption, triple strike. So strikes naturally do 6 damage. With Eruption they do 12. 25% of 12 is exactly 3, so they do 9. So we do 27 to Spike Slime. So it's not lethal. Okay, well I don't want to take 20, so let's do this. Alright, that probably sets it for lethal. Perseverance is interesting. These are all defensive cards, so we don't have any attack options here. A lot of Watcher cards are either like retain or hand size synergy, or I don't want to say a lot of them, but like Spirit Shield, for example, wants you to retain a bunch of cards. We're not playing Ironclad, so we can't get armaments and upgrade our retained cards, which is pretty neat. Silent and Watcher don't add any ways to abuse self-repair. Defect is capable of self-repair abuse all on its own, with Echo Form and Amplify. I think it's probably Perseverance over Leap. Perseverance is pretty nice in all the Act 1 elite fights. In Sentries, it evens you out, so you have consistently available block. Against Gremlin Knob, it can stack up for a while, and then you block on the one, like 24 attack turn that you need it. And then against Lagavulin, it can stack up until he wakes up. And potentially longer. Whereas Leap basically does the same thing, but it has none of those properties. Although it does block for more. Yeah, I thought I would find crazy strong synergies too. I thought this was going to be an easy challenge. It is not the way it worked out. I feel like I can remember that moment so clearly when I started the first synergy. I was like, alright, green Ironclad, let's go. And then I was like, oh no, I don't get a Meow bonus? This is going to be hard. We can Eruption the back allows and then double strike the front allows to kill him. We have a strike next turn, so it's guaranteed lethal. There's a Scrape again. It's up against... So we have to pick one of these attacks, or one of these 2 attacks. Crush Joints is pretty fun. We've only picked Perseverance so far, so we don't really have anything to combo around. Scrape is pretty good in Watcher, actually, because we can scry to control what the cards on top of the deck are, and then draw them with Scrape. We also have Just Lucky, which is, I would say, frequently a card that I pick. There's also Prostrate, which is a somewhat rarer pick, but can be pretty decent. So I think we grab Scrape. Does almost as much damage as Crush Joints. It's not quite as explosive as Crush Joints. Crush Joints with Wrath mode is pretty high damage card. Yeah, maybe we don't take Scrape then. Maybe we just do Crush Joints. Yeah, it does more damage. Okay. Alright, this is exactly what I was talking about, getting relics out of question marks. Not too afraid of going to 33. 25 is a little bit scary. We're basically ruled out of going this path now. So we'll go to 25. Okay. It's pretty good against Hexaghost. I don't mind that. Obviously, it's more health than I want to pay for it. Oh, great. We get to Golden the Curse right before the shop. That worked out well. Alright, we need to remove the Regret. We can't not remove Regret. So let's just do that now. Prostrate would have been good with that Scrape. If we picked the Scrape, this would be like a no-brainer Prostrate Frozen Eye pick. Probably Finesse too. But that is not what happened. Can't afford the mango, that would be nice. We could play Mayhem? No, Mayhem's scary with Watcher because you can go into Wrath when you don't want to. We could consume our only orb slot. Can you go down to 0 orb slots? I've never done that. It must be possible, but like, what happens when you channel an orb after that? Does it evoke immediately or does it just not work? Our relics tell us nothing about what the run is supposed to do. So maybe we just take Frozen Eye. Or maybe we take Potion Belt. Potion Belt and buy them all. I believe we can afford that. Oh wait, no we can't. We could buy 2. And then if we find like a Sacred Bark or White Beast statue or something, we're in business. Bullseye's out, we don't have any orb stuff. Sweeping Beam is pretty good. Just sort of a generic good card. We probably want to buy Sweeping Beam, which kind of rules out Potion Belt Double Potion, because then we wouldn't be able to afford it. And if we're just going to buy 1 potion, then do we really need a Potion Belt? So maybe it's like Sweeping Beam, Flex Pot, Frozen Eye. Seems pretty reasonable. Okay. This one's a fight. I want to like Vigilance Crush Joints, but then I don't have any way to follow up on that. So maybe we just like... I guess I could Miracle Crush Joints Double Strike. Just to have the Miracle be the skill. We do 18 damage from these, 26 damage. No, because we can only do 21 with the Eruption Strike. So if we do 26 plus 21, that's only 47, slightly off for next turn. So we could just Vigilance, Crush Joints, and chill. Alright, now do we have lethal? Okay, so Eruption plus 24 is 33. So if we draw a good card, we get it. There's 4 hits and 4 misses, so 50-50. If we miss, we can just Swift Bot though. I got like that. Oh, there goes the Swift Bot. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we gotta push in to replace it anyway. This potion is better than Swift Bot, so we would have just given away the Swift Bot. I'm pretty skeptical of Barrage on any blue character. Sash Whip is interesting. I kind of don't like taking both Sash Whip and Crush Joints, but I end up doing it a lot. I totally didn't look at my discard at all after buying Frozen Eye there. Oh yeah, I should have known exactly. There was no chance involved if that drew. Okay. Alright, I gotta remember I have Frozen Eye. I think Sash Whip is fine. I think we're probably upgrading either Sash Whip or Crush Joints here. Maybe Eruption. They both go up to 10 damage, they do. Well, it gets Hexaghost, so our weak uptime is pretty relevant. Let's go with Sash Whip. Regal Pill. Well, we just finished all of our resting. We're probably not resting here. I think Regal Pill is probably still better than Key, though. We might take a bunch of damage in this fight. You never know. I guess we'll just have the block. Not in any particular hurry. We'll kill him with Wrath eventually. End the turn with a strike, so if we shuffle and draw the upgraded one, we can play it. There we go. Okay. Buffer, backflip, capacitor. Well, capacitor's out. We're not doing orb stuff, probably. Backflip or buffer. We have some card draw for Sweeping Beam. Getting some more would be fine. That's an argument for backflip. What's the argument for buffer? Buffer's pretty poor against Hexaghost, and could be good against Lagavulin. For fighting Lagavulin. We'll do backflip instead. Hold on, I've got a cat to pick up. Kitty cat. Why are you yelling at people? You're gonna try to escape over my shoulder, huh? How do you think that's gonna work? You can go fall to the ground over my back. We take Crush Joints here. Get an extra stack of Vulnerable. Or Eruption. I think those are the best ones. Okay. I think I like Crush Joint more than Eruption. I want to be able to chain Crush Joints with stuff the following turn. We could try to preserve health total with the question mark. Alright, definitely a double defend strike here. Lets us hold on to Perseverance. Doesn't make us take 20. Okay, so Distilled Chaos is great with Frozen Eye, because we can see exactly what's going to happen. Currently it would be Ascender's Bane Defend Sash Whip, which is pretty terrible. It would do 10 damage, but this is not the time to use it. If we Sweeping Beam, it would go to Defend Sash Whip Crush Joints, which is kind of exactly the wrong order. So Sash Whip wouldn't trigger because we played the Defend before it. Crush Joints wouldn't trigger either because we played the Sash Whip before it. If we backflip, then we get Sash Whip Crush Joints Vigilance played, which blocks for 13 total. And we have access to Defend. We could backflip Distilled Chaos Perseverance to block out. Get 20 AoE damage and then Swooping Beam. Or 20 random damage. Yeah, I think I like that. It's not super strong, but it's something. I think we also Flex Pot this turn. We don't have any Artifact Charge interaction, and doing 3 attacks, one of them AoE seems right. Oh great, we killed one. So now we get to do an extra attack, because we're already blocked out. We get to save Perseverance. So if we punch him, he goes to 17. 17 means we have to draw 3 attacks next turn. If we punch him, he goes to 22, which is pretty reasonably in our range after 2 turns. We're not super likely to draw 17 damage next turn, so I think I like hitting front guy better. Okay. This is probably Perseverance. Perseverance almost blocks out here. And then I think we do Miracle Out the Strike to kill the front guy. And then we've got 2 turns to do 18 damage, or 19 damage. Seems like we can do pretty easily. Great. That was a good fight. Okay, kunai. Well, follow-up was great with kunai. 0 cost attacks. Predator is a little bit harder to make work, but it still actually is pretty good. Because of the card draw. Empty Mind. Could go with some energy manipulation with Vigilance. I think it's follow-up though. Follow-up with kunai seems strong. Try and get those 3 attacks. I don't mind a hallway fight here. If we don't do the hallway fight, we're more likely to end up at 44, which is pretty good total. If we do the hallway fight, it's possible we die. To Gang of Gremlins, I think is the hardest. Or Gang of Slimes, where we draw a Sweeping Beam at the end. I would like some more like 0 cost attacks. So let's take a hallway fight. Okay. I think block for 10, vulnerable to Fungi Beast seems pretty good. Alright, we can kill the Fungi Beast and weaken the Acid Slime, and then Miracle Out Perseverance. Take 1. Hopefully setting up for lethal next turn. Yeah, great. Okay, I'm glad I took the hallway fight. 1 damage for a card reward is super worth it. Swivel's kind of interesting. We have the blue modifier, so we could get Swivel Meteor Strike. Swivel kind of helps us proc kunai. It is pretty hard to proc kunai on a swivel turn, though. But it's easier to proc kunai on the turn after a swivel, if you do a swivel at the end of a turn. So I think we'll take a swivel here. Does Scrape draw anything in the deck? No. Our only zero cost thing is follow-up, which isn't technically zero cost. Overclock also helps us draw. Alright, let's take Swivel and look for Meteor Strike. Let's see, who gets the upgrade? I think Eruption and Perseverance are probably top of the list. I feel like this deck isn't quite fast enough to, or isn't even close probably to fast enough to kill Hexaghost during the first cycle. So it would be nice to have a Perseverance in hand to either block for 18 during the 9x2 attack turn, or block for 36 in the 6x6 turn. Okay. It's nice to get Perseverance right off the bat. Having him be vulnerable on turn 2 is a lot worse than having him be weak. But hey, why not both? We could Miracle Swivel instead of Perseverance. Perseverance blocks for more, obviously. But if we Miracle Swivel, we're more likely to be able to get a Dex next turn. We're pretty unlikely to be able to get a Dex next turn. We'd have to go into Eruption, which maybe is not a terrible idea. Alright, I think I will Miracle Swivel. And I think this is the Dex spot too. I think we're trying to save a Dex spot through this boss fight. We're going to leave out the Strike. We want the cost reduction for next turn. Okay, he's only hitting for 4, so we can go into Eruption pretty safely. Backflip does exactly those two. Kind of don't want those two. Kind of want a Vigilance next turn to have an exit. Actually, let's look up Hexaghost really quick. Does he attack next turn? That's the question. He's got such a complicated cycle. There's no, like, rule you can apply. It's not like he attacks and then he blocks. It's like he has a whole thing. Okay. So starts with Activate, followed by Divider the next turn. After this, he's... each of its attacks lights 1 green flame. Okay, so first he's using Seer, that's this turn. We've already done that. So next turn he's doing Tackle. So he's doing 6x2 next turn. So that would be 12x2 if we leave ourselves in Wrath mode, which it seems like we probably don't want to do. So I'll just block instead, and go into Vigilance next turn. And we'll sneak in a cheeky Crush Giants first, keeping him vulnerable for next turn. Okay, so that was Tackle. This is Seer, and next is Inflame. Inflame's the block one. Okay, so we have to hit him hard next turn, is the idea. So we probably want to set up Swivel at the end of the turn. Actually, we can't set up Swivel because we want to get Dex right now, I think. And I think Perseverance we're saving for a blocking for more than 6, so we'll just throw in a Strike here. I said this deck was too slow, but maybe I was wrong. It seems like we're going pretty fast. Okay, so this turn is Inflame, and next turn is Tackle again. So it's the double attack. This is the 9x2 attack. So can we afford to be in Wrath for that? Well, he's going to be weak. And we have a huge block card. We don't really want to use the huge block card next turn. But I think we'll risk it since we have an escape mechanism in the Perseverance. So we could double defend and take 6 plus 6, 12. Or we could just Perseverance and block out. I think we'll just Perseverance then. Actually, we still take 2 if we do that, so do this too. Okay, we can get Vigilance with Backflip if we want it, or we can just block out with 2 attacks, or we can just take 18. Or maybe we can kill him? We have quite a bit of damage. 20 plus 12 is 32, so we're off by 27. So no, we can't get there this turn. Okay, so if we Sweeping Beam, we draw Vigilance, and then Sash Whip to weaken him, so he does slightly less damage right now. And then next turn we would draw these cards, and we can defend for some of the damage. Yeah, I think I like that. So we're going to take Vigilance and not play it, so that we're setting up lethal next turn. I didn't count it, but I think it's lethal. It should be lethal. Yeah. It is. Okay, well, we're definitely not playing Thunderstrike. Frozen Eye, Kunai, Swivel. Vault? Vault is pretty good with Frozen Eye, right? Maybe? We we know when the Vault turn is coming, and we also know what we're drawing if we Vault. But is that actually useful? I mean, Vault is just like normally a good card, so its interaction with Frozen Eye doesn't specifically need to be useful for it to be a good pick. I'm just sort of working out in my head how they interact. Yeah, some fights you can predict way into the future. Some enemies are on clocks. Some people you could just count damage until you have lethal on turn 1. Assuming you don't have to shuffle to get lethal. But some enemies, it's not, like, if you're fighting Tangela, I forget what the name is, Writhing Mass. If you're fighting Writhing Mass, like, you can't even predict what they're going to be doing this turn. And Vault is also really expensive, and it is not an attack, so it makes our kunai proc less. We could Swivel and Thunderstrike, which is cool because it reduces the cost to 0, but it's not cool because we have no lightning orbs. Maybe we just skip here. Nah, Vault has to be better than skip, right? I think it is better than skip, but not by, like, a lot. Like, we're not going to be able to, like, proc kunai and then Vault, you know? Unless we get Snecko Eye. But that would be the dream. It's like spend the whole turn attacking and then Vault to escape. Maybe if we get an upgraded Vault and some 0-cost cards, it could happen. Alright, let's take Vault. Alright. So we get a couple of energy relics available. Ectoplasm is probably out because we took Golden Idol. I don't feel great about Sozu either, because we have no potions, so we'd be condemning ourselves to a life without potions. But we did just take a Vault, so it's hard to not take an energy relic. If we pick up Calling Bell, we have some amount of deck quality mitigation in Frozen Eye. We can sort of predict when our weak turns are going to be and try to maneuver our draws so that they aren't that impactful. So that's fine. And getting 3 relics is obviously great. These 3 relics could be energy relics. They could cause us to draw cards. They could be a shuriken. I don't know if there's too many that help us play 3 attacks per turn. Other than, you know, getting energy and drawing cards are the mechanisms that help us play 3 attacks a turn. Let's take a quick look at the relics. See if we can spot any that are super good. I'll switch the OBS view so you can look with me. Okay, so Akabiko doesn't really help us play 3 cards. Anchor, nope. Ancient Tea Set, kinda. Art of War, kinda. Bag of Marbles, no. Bag of Prep, yes. Blood Vial, no. Bronze Skulls we already have. Centennial Puzzle, yes. Ceramic Fish, no. We are a Watcher, so tomorrow counts, but no, it isn't a thing. Can't get Data Disc. Dreamcatcher, no. Happy Flower, kinda. Jesus Bracelet, no. Lantern, kinda. Mall Bank, no. Meal Ticket, no. Nunchaku, kinda. I'll be Smoothstone, no. Omamori, no. Orichalcum, actually kinda, because it lets us play 3 attacks and not block, and then block for us. Pen Nib is just kind of neat when you're playing a bunch of attacks, but technically no. Potion Belt, no. Preservative Stick, no. We already have Regal Pillow. Smiling Mask, kinda. We can remove the non-cheap attack stuff. Sneko Skull is not in there. Strawberry, no. The Boot, no. Oh wait, we already have Boot. Is that true? No, we don't have Boot. Tenchist, no. Point Ornithopter, no. Vajra, no, but it makes the attacks do more damage, which is good. And the upgrade ones, we don't have anything currently that draws more cards when upgraded, but there are some cards available. Blue Candle is good because we can get rid of the curse that we get. Anything bottled is probably good. I guess Tornado is not because we don't have any powers. It doesn't do anything. Darkstone Pair Up, no. Duality is great if you have kunai. It's like a little bit of a different... It's kind of like a second kunai. Frozen Egg is great, but doesn't technically help. Frozen Orb does help as long as you're killing an enemy. Horncleat doesn't help. Ink Bottle is what I was thinking of when I said draw cards, so it does work. Letter Opener, no. Mashrika, no. Meat on the Bone, no. Hourglass, no. Molten Egg, kinda. There's some attacks that draw extra cards when upgraded, like for example, Pommel Strike. Although we're not playing Ironclad, so I'd have to find a... I think there's a defect example. Mummified Hand, kinda. It helps decost our attacks, so we can play 3 of them. Can't get that. Ornamental Fan, no, but it cross-synergizes. Oh, I didn't realize Piper Frog was Ironclad only. Weird. Question card, kinda. It helps us find the 0-cost cards. Shuriken would be great. Sundial, kinda. Gives us extra energy. Anything that has energy is kind of works. Okay, so what are like the worst case scenario relics? I guess I should go through the rare ones as well. No, no, no. Can't get. No. Yes. Kinda. Technically yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Yes. No. Actually, yes, because it lets us play play attacks on the turn when we're intangible without fear of reprisal. No. No. Yeah, it increases the deck of the density of the combo cards a little bit. Yes. Yes. No. 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 Maybe? I'm gonna say yes. We're that kind of deck. Unseasoned Top would probably be good. And no. Okay, so there's a bunch of yeses, a bunch of nos. I feel like, in general, there was quite a few yeses. So Calling Volley is likely to be good. Also, amongst the no's were a bunch of cards where it was like, man, I'd be really happy to have that. But technically the answer is no. So I think we're taking Calling Bell. A little bit scary. I think it's correct. Okay, that's technically a yes, that's technically a yes, that's technically a no. Okay. Pretty weird yeses, though. These yeses are like, you get a couple of burst turns. That's kind of what you want with kunai, though, because then it's like, you get a turn where you get to play 3 cards and block. So you get to be a 5 energy deck for a couple of turns. So yeah, so instead of becoming a 4 energy deck with a downside, we became a infrequent 5 energy deck with no downside. Also, if we can exhaust a bunch of cards, then Sundial goes off really often. And Captain's Wheel's okay. Okay, so it's Hyper Beam Guy. How does Hyper Beam Guy interact with Captain's Wheel? I guess I don't really care about that. Yeah. Okay. We have some money. Could go to a shop. We could do... we want to hit question marks because it's Act 2. So, like, this path could be good. I guess if we go this way, we're forced into a second shop. So maybe we actually dodge the first job. So then we go, like, around, like here. We're doing 3 fights, which, this one's in the hard pool, but the difference between hard pool and easy pool isn't that extreme in Act 2. And then we go to this shop after a fire. Seems okay. We might be able to take 2 elites after that. Likely not. It's likely we go right and just take the 1 elite. I don't think we survive going on the right. We don't get as many question marks, and we have 4 fights and then an elite. I don't like paths like this. I think that if the game is going to have a pathing system, it probably shouldn't have paths that are just like absolutely unique the whole way and have no choices. But that does happen sometimes. Okay. It's a big attack turn, so we probably want to block as much as we can. Next turn is probably also double blocking. This deck needs some card draw for sure. Yep. Double blocking. Oh, I forgot we were frail. Oh my god, I took so much damage. Okay. We can proc whatchamacallit, kunai this turn. I said Captain's Wheel isn't good for kunai, but it actually kind of is, because this turn, since we have Captain's Wheel up, we've already blocked out, so we just don't care that he's attacking. Which is neat. I think Miracle Crush Joints. It's kind of a waste of the Miracle, but we get 2 vulnerables, and that makes the strikes hit quite a bit harder. And next turn, we get these things with vulnerable up. We can't know what the Sweeping Beam is going to draw, but it's possible it's good. Okay. Let's Sweeping Beam and probably Sash Whip into probably Perseverance. But after this, we get to see what the deck is. Got Eruption. Do we have Lethal? Eruption Sash Whip does 9 plus 20, 29? No, it's not even close. Okay, and then our next turn is these. So we can strike, follow up, strike, defend. Get a Dex. We can Swivel Sash Whip. So his 21 would go down by 5 to 16. And we would take 7. Or we can just Perseverance Sash Whip. And take 2. but we lose the Perseverance in hand. I would like to keep the Perseverance in hand, because next turn, strike, strike, follow-up Perseverance probably blocks out. Oh wait, we can't swivel Sash Whip, that doesn't work, because then we're playing swivel right before Sash Whip, which turns it off. Okay, so we're spending Perseverance right now, that's fine. I said it was 16, but it was 15. Why does 21 go to 15? Oh, because it's more than 20, so it's a break blank. Got it. Okay. Can we get the Dex proc? We're giving up 5 health to get the Dex proc. But we're also doing 8 damage and 2 plated armor damage. Yeah, we'll do that. Also, it's incorrect to think about it as 5 damage, because it was 5 damage, but it would have been 2 damage if I had just double blocked. So the difference in damage was 3. I would love to Crush Giant's Vault, but we don't have any energy. If we vault, there's no guarantee we can block next turn. So maybe we just Vigilance defend here. Block for 12, take 2. I guess we can just Vigilance defend again. He's almost dead just to Bronze Scales. Let's see, can we kill him next turn? Yeah, it looks like we can, because we Sweeping Beam, Sash Whip, Strike. Okay. A fairy in a bottle for our efforts. Okay, so we got some defensive options, which is nice. Blur is kind of good with deck scaling, but it's not as good as the one that just blocks for 4 this turn and next turn. Bullseye is pretty useless because we don't have any orb stuff, and Crippling Cloud is another source of weak. We're going to have some weak and no other poison. Our only AoE is Sweeping Beam, so maybe we need more AoE. Crippling Cloud both is not an attack, so we can't kunai with it, and doesn't get any value out of strength scaling, so it really is bad for kunai deck. But Blur is like basically just adding a defend to the deck. We like never overblock, so it has basically no upside. So I think we just skip, which feels really bad. I think we go right. We can Swivel, Strike, Sash Whip to weaken 1 and block for 8. We could Sash Whip, Miracle Vault. That's really bad. If we want Captain's Wheel to work in this fight, we kind of have to vault, though. If we just vault, then we can, I guess, triple defend. It's not a very appealing line. We could Sweeping Beam to draw the Perseverance and then triple defend. Okay. And the next turn we have Captain's Wheel, and I guess we could try 3 attacks. Kind of depends. I guess they're both guaranteed to attack, huh? So we'd be setting ourselves up to take 22 if we Eruption. So we probably can't do that. We want to make sure we end with a skill because we have Crush Joints coming up. So let's Strike Vigilance. and then hope the shuffle's good. Alright, we chose the right target apparently. Maybe we can... We need to make sure he would kill him before he leaves. But it would be nice to kill him to stop him from attacking. Okay, what's the top of the deck? We can go into Eruption this turn if we backflip. So we can backflip Eruption, Crush Joints, stuff. Okay, so Eruption does 9, Crush Joints would do 20. So we do, and it applies Vulnerable. So if we Eruption on this guy and then Crush Joints on this guy, he's at 19 and is vulnerable. So this would do 18, not quite enough, so this would kill him. Okay, so we can Crush Joints follow up on him to kill him, and then we have a little bit more damage, I think, for Looter. That seems really good. Shoot. I need to put in a defend in the middle of that sequence so that Crush Joints actually works. I thought Crush Joints was the triggered by an attack one, but it is not. Okay, so then we backflip, Eruption, defend, Crush Joints, follow up, strike. Okay, we should be setting up for lethal next turn. I guess we can see, but okay, that wasn't too bad. Do we have Recycle Synergy? We have some expensive stuff, which inherently gives us Recycle Synergy. We can recycle like Vigilance, Eruption, Vault, or Swivel. We don't really have enough card draw to support Recycle. And it kind of needs an upgrade. But it does help us trigger kunai. We have some card draw with Swoop and Beam Backflip. We can also like manipulate our card draw such that Recycle is in the same hand as Vault really consistently, or in the same hand as something expensive. It really needs an upgrade though. It's really bad with that one. We just don't need energy manipulation that badly. I think we skip it. I think we skip these two as well. They're too expensive. We have a bunch of money, so maybe we just ignore the fact that we have to go to 2 shops. Just fighting more hallway fights is scary. Maybe we have enough money to go to 2 shops. We have some pretty good potions though. I think we'll survive the hallway fights. I think we do question mark before hallway fight, so that if we get Council of Ghosts, we have the apparitions for this fight. Because we don't lose any current HP. Oh. Well, there it is. I guess maybe I should have thought about that more, but apparitions are pretty good. Okay, this looks like a 3-attack turn to me. We can do 12, 22. Should probably do it all 2 Sentry. What would backflip draw? Backflip would draw apparition. That seems pretty good. So then we could like backflip apparition, miracle swivel, if that's useful. Miracle swivel doesn't decost anything super useful. We don't have a 2-cost attack coming up. Also, follow-up is free right now, so we should probably cast follow-up before we do anything else. We can backflip into crush joints as well. So it can be like backflip, crush joints, strike to get a dex. We also kill sentry doing that, I believe. Yeah, we do 16 damage. We waste an apparition. I think I'm okay with that. I guess we could miracle out the apparition. Miracle saving us 5 health. Seems okay. Alright. Okay, so this turn's just defend, I think. There's nothing that wants us to end with a specific card type. So we'll start. If we sweeping beam, we draw an apparition. It's probably better drawn next turn. So I think we just vigilance defend here. I guess that's true about sweeping beam and vault. They both draw us the apparition. I'd rather have the apparition on the 22 attack turn, like this one. Really badly need some 0-cost attacks in this deck so that we can proc kunai while we do other stuff. That's not where we're at. Sweeping beam draws a strike. We clearly don't have lethal because he has 92 health. What a punk. Okay, so I think we're doing this and these. I'm just passing on the strike. Gives us kind of a problematic next turn where we have triple defend eruption on the 22 attack turn. It's probably just the perseverance then. And it doesn't get any better if we don't draw the cards, so. Oh wait, it doesn't. Okay. It would be nice to end with either a skill or an attack, so whatever. I'll just triple defend. Crush Joints doesn't actually do anything, because he's got artifact charges. We're not really that much more able to block next turn. We can block for 13 next turn. So we could vault just to get there, or we could just block for 12 now. It's basically the same. Gets vault out of the deck is something. I guess that's positive. Takes perseverance. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with perseverance swivel next turn. So let's do that now. Yes, this blocks for 22, which is perfect. And hopefully sets up proc kunai next turn. What is backflip going to draw? Some attacks. So yeah, we can definitely proc kunai here and block out, which is great. Yeah, I mean, Vault is great, but it doesn't, like, it's a 3 energy deck, so it's like, every time I see it, I'm like, well, this could be any other card. Are we killing him next turn? He only has 50 health, but he's about to gain 15 more, so he's going to go up to 70-ish. I don't think we can do 70-ish damage. We can just block him out with perseverance, though. Our frail has worn off. I thought if you stayed in this fight for a long time, you just stacked up infinite frail. But apparently that's not true. We can slowly wear down his artifact charges. Sweeping Beam draws a defend, which we don't really need. So we can Sweeping Beam, Sash Whip, and Perseverance this turn. We need to block for 11 next turn. We can do that with Swivel. Apparently just Swivel. I thought it would be Swivel and something, but no, it's just Swivel. Alright, we'll take your last artifact charge. So now we can maybe weaken him someday. Do we have lethal? Eruption does 9. And then we'd have to backflip to get Crush Joints online. We have Sweeping Beam, so we can draw a Sweeping Beam and a Strike. So then it's Eruption for 9, Crushing Joints for 20, Strike for 18. 9 plus 20 is, yeah, we got him. Okay. Finally, that one took a long time. We'll just talk about Flex Spot in a second. Blade Dance is excellent. Blade Dance Plus is amazing in a kunai deck. I will happily take that. It's good Flex Spot too. We have a lot of sources of vulnerable in the deck, and by a lot of sources I mean a single source of vulnerable in the deck. So I think we'll take Flex Spot over that. Okay. We don't have any curse blocking, but we do have a shop coming up, so I'm pretty happy to take a relic for 75 gold here. Ooh, that's an excellent one. Okay, okay, things are looking up. That was a really good little sequence. I think we can take this elite for sure. We've got the Ancient Tea Set mana for the first turn. Although we could risk it. If this question mark isn't a fight, we could do the same Ancient Tea Set thing to this elite. I think we are smithing here. Be really nice to get an apparition upgraded. I don't think anything else super needs it. Okay, let's see what we got. Escape Plan scales with Dex and helps us draw attacks, although it doesn't do both at the same time, amusingly. We have actually some shuffle synergy stuff. We have Sundial, so that's kind of interesting. We have a couple cards that are intangible and exhaust. We should definitely get rid of that Writhe, though. Real talk. It's funny that we got a Writhe and a Bag of Prep, so it's like we get 2 extra cards in our starting hand, but one of them is always the Writhe. I can really see how that's like a curse that was inscribed on a tomb, you know? It's your turn 1s will always be really good, but then you'll be haunted by this during them. Probably getting rid of the Writhe. Writhe is not that bad, though. So we could potentially just hold the Writhe if there's something else that we really want, like Dramatic Entrance. Dramatic Entrance is a really good way to proc kunai on turn 1. Gives us some AoE. Ball Lightning would be our first orb card, and we do have an orb slot that we're kind of wasting right now. We already start combat with 5 energy sometimes, so starting it with 6 sometimes would be like confusingly a large amount of energy. I'd like to buy both of these, but that's like all my money. I like Centennial Puzzle a lot with Frozen Eye, because you can like plan on exactly what you're going to draw and what your 8-card hand is going to be. I like Lantern. I think Lantern and Centennial Puzzle are both like top tier relics to buy. But I think I normally like Lantern more. I don't know. I guess normally doesn't really enter into the situation. It's just what does this deck need more? And this deck needs more draw. So we'll take Centennial Puzzle. I think it's Centennial Puzzle, Dramatic Entrance, card remove. If we can afford that, which we clearly can't. Drat. Do we skip the Dramatic Entrance or the card remove? What would we card remove? Well, obviously the Writhe, right? Okay. I think with Bag of Prep, maybe we don't need Dramatic Entrance to proc Kunai on turn 1. Why was I thinking about Exhaust Synergy a second ago? We're not even Ironclad. Alright, let's buy this and figure out what we're doing for 156. We could do Dramatic Entrance and a potion, but our potion slots are full. We could almost buy Escape Play at a card remove. Oh wait, that's not even close to true. We could buy Bowling Bash or Ball Lightning. Both of those are pretty good. We're coming up against Hyper Beam guys, so Bowling Bash would do some extra damage in that fight. We could just buy Bowling Bash and Dramatic Entrance and just try and load up on attacks a little bit more. We just got Blade Dance though. No, Capacitor's bad. We literally have no orb cards or focus. Capacitor's just a curse. So if we're buying Dramatic Entrance or Bowling Bash for the purposes of increasing the attack density of the deck, why don't we just increase the attack density by removing a curse? Like, that's something you can only do at shops. You can't remove a curse at a card reward screen, whereas I could take a Bowling Bash to card reward screen. I think I like card remove Bowling Bash the best. Take advantage of that sale pricing. Alright, are we fighting 2 elites or 1 elite? With a question mark. We don't really want to turn into a vampire anymore. Although it would be a significant upgrade to our bites. We would go down to like 15 max HP, or like 20 max HP. So from that perspective we should fight 2 elites, but then do we survive 2 elites? I don't know about that. We have Fairy in a Bottle. But like, pretty sure Book of Stabbing kills us. Pretty sure Slavers kill us. I don't know. I don't know what we're beating here. We're very slow. Alright, so let's give the question mark a chance to upgrade us so that we can actually kill somebody and not try and fight 2 when we can barely kill 1. Our card remove price is getting pretty high. We just paid 100 to remove a curse. So the next one would be 125. Normally this event is really good because you can just pay him a small amount of gold. What relic would be worth the shame? Shuriken. Ninja Scroll, but we can't get that. Blue Candle? Oh, Blue Candle is why I was thinking about Exhaust Synergy. Yeah, I think we just leave him alone. The curse is pretty bad. We just left a shop. Everybody wants us to have money and go to a shop. I understand. Okay, it's elite time. It is book of stabbing indeed. We have Blade Dance flex pot, so we can really open up on him here. Sash whip to block. Here's the dream where we can get a... Actually, can we get 2 Dex procs and Vault here? Because that would be nuts. We could definitely get at least 1 with just Blade Dance and Vault. But we can almost get 2. We could get 2 Dex and then just Perseverance. If we're Sash Whipping this turn, he's going to attack for only 10. So Perseverance will block for 8. Or it'll block for 9 after we've gotten 2 Dex. It seems fine. Alright, I think the first thing to do is Miracle Crush Joints. Or actually, the first thing to do is to drink Flex Potion, because clearly this is the Flex Potion turn. Start him off vulnerable, seems good. Then let's do this. Yeah, I want that second kunai proc, so we're not going to vault. Alright, just did half of his Book of Stabbing's health on turn 1. And we have 2 apparitions available. So we could do 2 apparitions and then next turn we could strike, Sweeping Beam, strike. So we need to not backflip. Okay. 2 apparitions and a defend seems okay. Or we could strike. So it's 3 damage versus 9 damage. My health is a lot more important than his, but 3 to 9 is a pretty good ratio, so I think I'll hit him. As discussed, get the kunai proc, block out, and have an apparition ready for next turn. Although it looks like we might actually just be killing him this turn. No, I guess not. We only have 13 damage. Well, we're not going to have lethal next turn either, with just 9. Are we still going to lose? No way. We're going to friggin' die next turn. But we could go into Vigilance, so that we get extra energy, but like, we don't need energy next turn. We need to kill him, and we can't. Unbelievable. Oh wait, we get, Bronze Scales has done so much work this round. We get 15 damage from Bronze Scales, so he actually almost kills himself here. Alright. That was close, I thought we lost for a second. Deus Ex Machina is pretty good with Frozen Eye, because you can tell when it's coming. Also, we don't have very much energy. So Deus Ex Machina helps us solve that problem. Charge Battery has much the same consideration with Frozen Eye, so we can set up energy for turns when we need it. I have talked a lot about my ability to manipulate my deck with Frozen Eye, but I have very little card draw with which to do that. It's basically just Sweeping Beam and Backflip. And they've been doing a lot of work, but maybe they need some friends. And none of these are that. If we draw Deus Ex Machina on turn 1, we draw 8 cards, so we're not overdrawing. Yeah, Deus Ex Machina helps even us out, because we've got some sort of inconsistent 5 energy turns, and having more energy a little bit more regularly I think would be pretty useful. Charge Battery is more more highly available though, because it stays in your deck, so you can you know, charge the battery periodically and just have extra energy on the turns when you need it. I think we need Deus Ex Machina though. I want to heal at a campfire, but I don't want to heal at this campfire because I have Regal Pillow, so maybe I should go here, upgrade an apparition, go here, maybe lose some health, and then heal there. Hopefully not die. Yeah, I think it's an apparition, right? Apparitions are super good to upgrade. Let's do that. Uh-oh, we got thwacked. Oh boy. Well, I did say maybe lose some health, so great. My plan is working perfectly. We can backflip and vault to block this turn. We cannot proc kunai, unfortunately. Okay, if we backflip and vault, then we're drawing this hand, which has Deus Ex Machina, Swivel, Vigilance, and Sash Whip. If we end with vault, we clearly can't end with an attack, so there's no way to proc Sash Whip, because this hand does not have any attacks in it. And we can't draw either 1 or 3 cards, it's either 2 cards or nothing. And we can't not draw any cards because we need to play vault this turn, I think. I guess we could apparition this turn. And then next turn, but then we're vaulting away like a reasonable hand. And we haven't drawn the miracles yet in that scenario. Tricky. Okay, so if we do backflip vault now, probably backflip strike vault is what that actually looks like. Or strike backflip vault, whatever. Then we have another 5 energy turn, and we can block for 16, 23. So we'd not quite block out, we'd still take 4. It seems like a reasonable line. And that requires us to spend all 5 energy, so all the miracles would be gone. It also requires us to spend Perseverance. The turn after that, we would be able to block out with Apparition and maybe go into Wrath mode. Turn after that, we can Apparition to block, get a kunai trigger, and do some other fun stuff. It seems like we're probably winning the fight with that line. So let's do it. Oh right, we have 6 energy, because we have 2 miracles, so we only need to spend 5 of it here. Oh my god, I forgot I was drawing 8 cards. Okay, that's not what I was planning for. It looks like we can get a kunai proc this turn though, with like Eruption, Sweeping Beam, follow-up Apparition. Sweeping Beam draws us Ascender's Vein, so nothing super useful. I guess I should be targeting Red Slaver, huh? It's a mistake. Looks like we're probably killing him next turn. I guess I'll keep it intangible up, just in case. We don't know what we're getting after the shuffle, so. Oh wait, doesn't matter what we're getting after the shuffle. Okay, now the real question. Do we fight the big guys? It's not that hard for an Act 2 elite fight. So I think we do it. Go for the victory. We have a rest after this, so if we lose some health, that's okay. We only have 14 health to give without dying, but you know. Okay, so I would like to keep Perseverance this turn. Is this turn just like triple Apparition? It's kind of fun. Let's see what next turn is. Next turn we could Sweeping Beam, follow up, backflip, strike to block out and get a dex. That depends on us getting 2 copies of Apparition down this turn. Okay, so we get a dex, we block out, we're here in the deck, and then the next hand is Strike, Strike, Sash Whip, Bowling Bash. We're still blocked out if we triple Apparition this turn, but otherwise not. So I guess we triple Apparition this turn. And then the turn after that, we've got a lot more block options, and Gremlin Knob's probably dead by then. Wait, I was hoping to be in Wrath that whole time. But we can't triple Apparition and go into Wrath. We could double Apparition? Okay, so if we double Apparition, go into Wrath with the Miracle, then what does that look like? We're blocked out for this turn, so we can still do the Sweeping Beam, backflip, follow-up strike thing. Although not that order, because that's the only order that doesn't work. So we'd block out, and then we'd still have... so that's our last Apparition turn. We'd be Apparitioning this turn and that turn. And then the turn after that, we'd have Strike, Strike, Sash Whip, Bowling Bash, Swivel. So we'd probably like Swivel, Bowling Bash, Sash Whip, and hope that that is enough to kill Gremlin Knob? Okay, so is it enough to kill Gremlin Knob? Okay, so if we put 9 damage into Gremlin Knob now, then next turn we're doing 12, so that's 21, plus 14, that's 35, plus another 12, that's 47. And then the turn after that, we're doing 28, so that's 72, he's at 88, 72 plus 12 doesn't. Oh wait, 72 plus 12 does not do it. It's 84, but plus 20 does. Okay, so we will have lethal on Gremlin Knob that turn. Okay, so we double Apparition, Miracle, Eruption. Oh wait, we actually didn't need to Eruption on Gremlin Knob. That's slightly inefficient. Oh well. Oh my god. I forgot about Centennial Puzzle and it screwed up my sequencing. Okay. Whatever. We're still intangible this turn. We can still get a dex and block out, which is all I was hoping to do. Excuse me. So follow-up costs 0, Sweeping Beam, Strike. So we're doing 14... 14 plus 24. 14 plus 24 is 38. And then we have to kill him next turn with Bowling Bash, Sash Whip. It seems likely this will be happening. If we backflip, we miss Sash Whip. I forgot about that, so we're going to defend instead of backflip. Are we really defending for 2 health here? Or are we just getting in an extra strike? It seems like extra strike is probably good. So extra strike does 12 damage, puts him to 29. If he's at 29... Or wait. Yeah, 12 damage, 29. Okay. If he's at 29, we can kill him with Sash Whip Strike next turn. Or just Bowling Bash, I think. It's 28. Oh wait, nope, it's off by 1. Okay. So we like Bowling Bash Taskmaster maybe? And then Sash Whip Strike. Wait, we can't afford to do that. We're going to be in Wrath mode, and Taskmaster's attacking. So we probably need to swivel to block his damage, and then Sash Whip Strike. Okay, so if we're Sash Whip striking... I guess we can swivel Bowling Bash Sash Whip. Which is more efficient than striking him and doing all those, because Bowling Bash Sash Whip kills him by itself, right? So this is 28 plus 20, so it's 48, so it only wastes 7 damage, yeah, okay. Okay, so we need to block for 27, and we're blocking for 27, great. And I hope this is lethal. It isn't. Oh, it is. Okay, great. Pretty generous rewards there. 2 strength, Gremlin Horn's great, Stance Potion is great. Flying Knee and Backflip are both really strong for this deck. Kind of tough to choose here. Getting energy in the future means that we're more likely to be able to trigger kunai. Backflip has been really helpful for lining up turns with Frozen Eye. Maybe we skip, maybe we take neither. No, I think we take the backflip. Do we try to take one more fight before we heal? Upgrade the last apparition? I think we can. I'm presuming that we're overhealing here, but that may not be true. We heal for 24. Yeah, we are overhealing. Okay, we'll smith one more time. Get that last apparition. Maybe we don't need the apparitions upgraded. It's really good, but we've pretty much just been playing them as we find them, because Frozen Eye lets us know when we're getting them. Alright, it is a 5 energy turn, and we have 3 attacks and a swivel. Swivel is not actually very good here. I guess next turn we just, like, Apparition Defend. Gross. Maybe we vault here just to draw 5 cards. So we, like, play 3 attacks, Miracle Vault. Draw these 3 cards, just strike. And go into the next turn, which is actually good. And then next turn's like Apparition Eruption. We take 3 from the Apparition, so we draw 8 cards the following turn. And then we have Blade Dance and Apparition. Probably a 1 fight. Okay. We're gonna have to Miracle, so let's Miracle and then Crush Joints first. We want to kill the weakest one, or hit the weakest one, because we might execute him and we have Gremlin Horn up. So now we can take an extra card and energy right now, but that would disrupt our apparition for next turn. So I don't think we do that. There's nothing that says we need to play either an attack or a skill next turn, so we can just hang out. I guess we could strike somebody else. I was planning on drawing 8 cards, but I won't be doing that. I'm, in fact, already blocked out. Oh, I will draw cards if I... No, I won't. We have another apparition next turn, so we can... we could Eruption to draw a card right now and draw a backflip. It's kind of neat. And get a Sweeping Beam. The only way we draw a card, though, is by killing this guy, and then drawing the Sweeping Beam is slightly less valuable because we can't have 3 targets with it. We're down to 2. We also don't really need the backflip this turn. So let's just Apparition and punch this front guy. So the next turn the Sweeping Beam will kill the middle guy. We don't have to waste damage. Okay. We follow up and Sweeping Beam. Those together are 34 damage, which is exactly enough to kill the front guy. So we're killing these two guys when we attack. Drawing these two cards. And then, does Blade Dance kill the last guy? No. Not quite. We can backflip and draw Bowling Bash, and that doesn't. Okay. This deck is strong. There's another Blade Dance. I think we want like 4 copies of Blade Dance, so I'll take another one. Do we rest before this fight, or do we just go for it? We don't get that much value out of going from gaining 20 health here. Because it's Hyper Beam guy, so we're either blocking or dying a lot of the time. It's tough to be a ghostly kunai deck, because kunai is like, you need to like do a bunch of stuff to protect your health total, and it like takes you some time to set up. But with when you're ghost, like your health total is so low. So if you're too slow and fights are taking health from you, then you're gonna die. If we smith, we're clearly smithing Blade Dance, I think. Getting an extra attack on that is pretty huge. Maybe Eruption or Vault if we want to decost those. We do have energy problems, so decosting stuff is pretty useful. Are we picking Snecko Eye if we see it after this fight? I think so. Alright, maybe this is stupid, but I think I'm gonna smith. If we survive, I'll look like a genius. Bowling Bash coming out too early. Looks like maybe we can get 2 decks this turn if this top card doesn't attack. It does not. Actually, even then, because follow-up costs 0, so we can maybe fit in a backflip. But neither of these is an attack either. Okay. We don't need apparitions soon, so I'm pretty okay with just drawing past all these. But then our hand is 2 defends, a swivel, and an eruption, which is not super useful. We could just go into Wrath mode now, just to get extra damage. We need to kill him, like, really fast. We also probably need a Fairy in a Bottle to block a Hyper Beam. Yeah, let's do it. If we draw with backflip right now, we shift all the hands in the deck up by 2, so we kind of need to look at what all the hands in the deck are. We also get Perseverance a turn earlier. Let's look up this boss's pattern too, just to make sure I don't get it wrong. Okay, so he's flailing next turn, so he's going to do 2 times 8 damage. And we are in Wrath stance, so it's going to be 2 times 16 damage. And the Orbeez are random. Most likely they're both stasising, but totally possible that they're both attacking. So the max damage would be 8 times 4. And if that happens, we definitely need the apparition. So I think we don't backflip. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we need the apparition here. I think we should apparition swivel. Actually, that doesn't end up working out for us, huh? Because we want to blade dance next turn. And if we blade dance, we're going to be playing a 0-cost attack. So we might as well just eruption for damage. Let's not forget about drawing 8 cards. So we're going to draw up to here, which is Deus Ex Machina. So we'll be at a 9-card hand here. We can't quite get to Blade Dance, the second Blade Dance. We can get to the first one. We're going to have 3 Miracles in hand, so we'll have 6 energy. So backflip, Blade Dance, 3 attacks, and Apparition is possible. And we'll have 3 attacks, so that seems good. We might want more energy than that soon. Let's see, what card is this Orb taking? Because that's going to disrupt my draw as well. It has a 50% chance to be Deus Ex Machina, so that turn maybe is not going off like I thought. If it doesn't work that way, we still have Sash Whip, but we're probably not getting 2 decks. Actually, we can Eruption this front guy, and then I think kill him with the Blade Dance? And a Sash Whip. Let's give that a shot. You took the ball. Okay. Ooh, I overdrew because I forgot about retaining the Perseverance. That's a mistake. Drat. Okay, so now that we're in this situation, we only have 5 energy, so we probably can't get 2 decks. We're definitely Blade Dancing, that's 1 dex. The only attacker is actually this guy, and we've already blocked him out, so we don't need to block, so we don't need to play this Apparition. So we probably can get 2 decks, which is great. Alternately, we can try to just kill that guy. Also, I just want to take a moment to mention how huge the Duvu doll has been. Duvu doll giving us 2 extra strength has really powered up these shivs, so they're doing 6 base damage, 12 damage in Wrath mode. It's really the core of our attack power right now. Maybe we just ignore the Orbeez and just go straight for the Automaton? I think not. We have Gremlin Horns, so we can get some value out of them. I do think we crush Shorts on Bronze Automaton though. Weakening him and vulnerabling him is going to pay off in the long term, I think. I played both Miracles before I Blade Dance. We're going to draw a card if we do that. It's going to be the other Blade Dance. I guess we don't want to do that. So we can draw a card with the Blade Dance in the future. Okay, we finally figure out what's in the shuffle. We backflip this turn so we can draw these 2 strikes. At some point we're going to draw a Miracle. That's like 2 turns away approximately. Assuming we draw something. Next turn he is not attacking, but we won't have any block, so that's a little scary. This turn's probably an apparition. I don't think we can block for 48. We're probably killing both orbs this turn. So if we kill both orbs and backflip, we're drawing 4 cards. Unfortunately, if we kill both orbs, that Bowling Bash doesn't do tons of damage. So maybe we keep the orbs alive? I don't know about that. It seems dangerous. If we backflip this turn and keep the orbs alive, then we draw Bowling Bash the following turn. And we can still kill the orbs, hit the Bowling Bash on the automaton, and then killing the orbs draws us the Blade Dance that gets us this stuff. Okay. So this turn is backflip that. And then they are already in range of dying to Sash Whip and Follow Up, respectively. Oh wait, no, the one on the right is not in range of dying to Follow Up. Oh yeah, wait, yeah, it does 14 damage, or 16 damage, so he's well in range. Okay. Okay, so now we're Bowling Bashing center guy. And killing both of the outside guys. Oh, I saw the vault and I was like, did I not look at the Frozen Eye card? How did I make this mistake? No, that was not a mistake. Okay, just get the vault back. Okay, so he is attacking next turn. Are we ready for him to attack? It seems like we're not, in a really dramatic way. So we better kill him. Maybe we vault this turn to try and get ready. If we vault this turn and then Sweeping Beam, and we draw these 6 cards, and then the turn after that we draw the Apparition, so we're ready. Seems like we have to do that. We can Sash Whip the orb and then vault, because we get energy from it. Maybe we want him to steal a card. Is that a possibility? I think it's probably not. I think if he steals a card, it's going to be Apparition, and that would ruin us. Okay. So oh wait, we can spend the 1 energy on Blade Dance instead of Sash Whip. And that gets more damage on the automaton. Okay, and then we have to vault or we're gonna die. So I'll vault. His last artifact charges down. If we Sweeping Dream, we draw Swivel, which is probably not super useful in this fight, looks like. Okay, and we're ready for next turn. 116 damage? I don't think so. What is backflip draw? Bowling Bash Strike. Do we have lethal? We have 24 plus 12 is 36, plus 14, wait, no, it's not plus 12, it's plus 16. So 24 plus 16 is 40, plus 18 is 58. So we do have lethal. With the Miracle, we can play it all. Neat. We didn't even need to line up the Apparition with the Hyper Beam turn. Well, that was stressful. Um, okay. Blasphemy, reboot, or corpse explosion. Thanks, YT1. Reboot is kind of weird because it fights Frozen Eye. It's like your information horizon goes from the rest of the fight to just until you play reboot. Yeah, we are a ghost. We had apparition in that last hand too. We also took a golden idol, and did we give up max HP to anything else? It seems like it should have more. Being a ghost is really uncomfortable. It seems like we could do blasphemy. No, we don't do that much damage. We're mostly just depending on dex to survive. I think we just skip this. Runic Pyramid plus Frozen Eye is quite a combination. I know everything. That seems like a good combo if you like have or a good plan if you have some sort of combo you're going with. Obviously, Runic Pyramid plus Apparition plus is crazy because you can just save your apparitions until they're attacking. It also is really good with kunai, so you can just like get your dex whenever you need it exactly. Obviously, it creates hand size problems and is not an energy relic. Those are sort of the primary downsides. Runic Dome. We've already built around having energy problems a little bit with the Deus Ex Machina and the like follow-up. So we're not super impacted by energy problems, but Runic Dome makes your energy problems worse, not better, because you end up with your hand full of stuff you can't play. Holy Water is super good. It does make it a little bit awkward to have, if we have Holy Water and Bag of Prep and Deus Ex Machina in the same deck, we can end up overdrawing on turn 1, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can also run into hand size problems with Centennial Puzzle and Deus Ex Machina. But we have Frozen Eye, so like we can't do that if we're playing optimally. That only happens if you're not paying attention. We should be paying attention. Because after all, this is my last chance to win with a 3-character combo. This is the last one. And Sacred Bark is also good. I don't know what else to say about it. It doesn't... We have a fairy in a bottle, so our potion slots are kind of blocked up. And we don't have a white beast statue or anything, so there's nothing saying it's particularly good. I think it's probably... These are all strictly better than Skip. I guess Runic Pyramid's not strictly better than Skip, but it is better than Skip. So being better than Skip is not much of a consolation prize here. I think these are on a separate tier than Sacred Bark. I think these are better. So, okay, Runic Pyramid helps me get exactly 3 attacks a turn, and hopefully block as well. And Runic Pyramid plus Frozen Eye lets me do silly things, where I can like line up the cards in my deck exactly how I want them, which is kind of nice because I have like a swivel in the deck. So if, for example, we find a Meteor Strike in Act 3, then we can guarantee Swivel Meteor Strike, or Swivel Ragnarok, or any of those kind of things. The problem is, having Swivel in your hand is kind of difficult for this deck because it costs 2, and so it's going to get stuck in my hand a lot. We also have that problem with Vault, Vigilance, Eruption. We were offered a Recycle, but we didn't take it. Recycle would be great with Runic Pyramid. So I think I'm going to go with Holy Water. We've already got pretty good draw control with Frozen Eye and a couple of draw cards, 2 backflips and a sweeping beam. So we've got some ability to control our fate, which is what Runic Pyramid is giving us. So we don't really need to double down on that. But we do have energy problems, so it would be really nice to have even more miracles with which to solve them. We also have Bag of Prep, so being able to have 6 energy on the first turn is super good. Sometimes we're going to have 8 energy on the first turn, which is kind of crazy. So even if we don't pick up Runic Pyramid, we can still take a Meteor Strike, because we still have Swivel, and we have Frozen Eye, so we can try and line them up. And on turn 1 we have 8 energy in a lot of fights where Ancient T-Set's triggering. And when it's not, Sundial can also give us 8 energy. Well, I guess Sundial is more likely to get 6 energy since we've probably spent our... or 5 energy since we've spent our miracles. Yeah, also 8 energy is just a lot. If we get like a Diva form, you know, we could solve our energy problems. So I think we're doing Holy Water here. Time Lord, okay. We are pretty bad against Time Lord. Any kunai deck is a little bit suspect in that fight. We have to go for the key. There he is. We're forced into a late shop, so we should probably avoid the early shop, which I was thinking about. Maybe we take these question marks, and then this fire, and then this elite, that fire. It's an awful lot of question marks. But Act 3 question marks are pretty good. They're not as good as Act 2 question marks, but I don't mind them. Hey look, we get to start Act 3 without immediately encountering Darklings. That's nice. I didn't know that was allowed to happen. I thought it was written into the game. It has to be Darklings every time, as soon as you get to Act 3. We can Miracle Crush Joints Satch Whip to apply both vulnerable and weak to somebody. Good chance that kills them too. So it's 12 plus 18, 30 damage. I guess that doesn't kill any of them. Okay, so what's on top? Bunch of nothing, and then we got Eruption eventually. So if we can make room for 4 cards in hand, we can draw Eruption, and then Crush Joints with it. We can make room for 4 cards pretty easily with a Triple Miracle, because we already have 1 hand slot, I believe. Oh wait, no, our hand is full. Is our hand going to be full on turn 1 every time? It is. So we're drawing 7 cards, and we have 3 miracles. So we always start with a 10-card hand. Alright, so we have to play one of the non-miracle cards in order to draw 4, and I think that's going to be Crush Joints. Okay, and then Eruption on anybody, Sash Whip on Exploder kills him. And we get to draw another card. I guess we're just looking to see what that is. It's going to be Blade Dance. Great. Kill you 2. Alright, good turn 1. That seems strong. Seems like that went well. I like how that worked. I'll take it. I don't think any of these are super appealing. We've mostly solved our energy problems, so I don't think Charge Battery is appropriate. We don't really need another Dex payoff either. We've got a good number of backflips, and we've got all of our original defense in mint condition. I think we skip here. We also don't have any stance-changing synergy, so I think it would be foolish to take either of these, although Fear No Evil Plus is quite a card to just get offered. Here it is. We could go to both shops, remove one normality here, and then remove the other normality there. That does involve going to some fights with a normality in the deck, which we don't have Cursed Blue Candle to get rid of, which would be quite suicidal. We do have Frozen Eye, so we can sometimes see when the normality is coming, but sometimes it's in our opening hand. I guess I have to look up the Mind Bloom event. I've seen the event a ton of times, but last time I saw it, I was very confused why the I am rich option was not there. And someone in chat said it was something about the bites, but I didn't understand. Is it just a random 3 out of 4? Oh, the first option is always I am war. Okay, I usually choose I am war. Oh, it depends on what floor you're on. What? Huh. So it's rich from floors 35 to 40. So that's before the chest. Is that before the chest? It's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So no, it's up until here you get rich. And then after that, you get healthy. What the hell? That is so random. I guess they don't want to give you a bunch of money with no way to spend it, but like, that's so weird. Okay. So this is potentially kills us. This gets us a rare relic, which is really nice. And we don't currently have any way of healing other than meal ticket and toy ornithopter and resting. So we actually have quite a bit of healing. I just lied. Didn't realize it. Usually do I am war, fight a Act 1 elite, or Act 1 boss. The hardest fight in that situation usually is Hexaghost, because usually by this point you have like 80 health or whatever, and Hexaghost is like, nuh-uh, I will scale up to match your health and do a bunch of damage. And you're like, but I thought Act 1 bosses were free. As he kills you. I've never actually died to Hexaghost as an Act 3 deck, but it seems possible. But in this case, we only have 27 health, so he's only going to be hitting us for 18 on turn 2, which is not too bad. I would really like to take the money, but I don't think it's responsible to do so. Mostly because it just makes do voodoo all huge. But normality is so bad, and we can't spend the money efficiently. We could try to spend the money efficiently. Maybe one of these question marks is like Purifier. No, we're going to end up having to go through an elite with a normality, and we're going to die if we do that. What does upgrading all cards look like? Well, we get Sensory Stone, or we get Ancient Writing, and then we get a Decosted Eruption, extra block on our Vigilance, extra damage from Sweeping Beam, extra block from our Backflips, extra damage from Follow-Up, extra block on Swivel, Decosted Vault, extra damage on Bowling Bash, and an extra Miracle when we draw Deus Ex Machina. It's quite a bit of stuff. We're at pretty nearly full health. It's definitely not crazy to try and wake up here. But I think it's an Act 1 boss. Just take the normal boring track. It is Hexaghost. We did overdraw on turn 1. Very sad. Let's play a couple of attacks. Make some room for Blade Dance to do its thing. And then we'll Miracle out a Strike so that we get an extra dex. We are drawing these cards so we can block his turn 2. And then, like, Eruption Blade Dance and kill him. It's only 2 times 6. I thought it would be 3 times 6 because I'm at above 24. So if you're in the 12 to 24 range, does he do 1 times 6? And then if you're below 12, does he do 0 times 6? I thought he did 1 plus something. I guess I'm looking up Hexaghost now. A boss who I've fought numerous times and explained to other people. It is not 1+. It is just current HP divided by 12. So if your HP is below 12, he will attack you for 0. I guess today I learned. Alright. Slay the Spire, teaching me new things. If we swivel defend, we block out, and we set up for an eruption with swivel next turn, which seems good. We don't have a ton of ways of blocking next turn, but we will get to keep perseverance. And that seems like that's enough. Oh right, also Captain's Wheel. Okay. Keep that perseverance rolling. We can Apparition Crush Joints this turn. We don't need to end with anything in particular. Yeah, oh yeah, Swivel carries 3 turns. That's the best part about Swivel. It's it does not say this turn. It says the next attack you play. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. Get invulnerable. Do a little bit of damage. Alright, we can cause a shuffle here with backflip and swoop and beam, or just backflip actually. We need some hand size. We've got 9 cards. I guess with 9 cards we can just cause a shuffle now. So let's do that. Okay, swoop and beam draws us follow up, which seems good. We almost have lethal, not quite. Do we have lethal next turn? No, surprisingly. Oh wait, we do have lethal. I wasn't counting the damage from, whatchamacallit, the vulnerable. None of these are helping the deck do the thing it's doing, so we're skipping them all. Blessing of the Forge is pretty nice. Entropic Brew is actually kind of hard to use when you've got a fairy in a bottle taking up your slot. So we might end up just carrying the Entropic Brew all the way to the heart, where the heart, you know, takes our fairy away, and then we Entropic Brew, look for another fairy. It's certainly not going to be ousted by a Blessing of the Forge, I don't think. We don't need upgrades that badly. We skipped the card order. Okay. Cool. There's our Darklings. I was wondering what happened to them. They must have got held up in traffic on the spinal columns, where they translate themselves. I wish the Swivel carried through combats. The next attack you play costs 0, even if it's the next fight. It'd be fun. Okay, we have Sash Whip, so we can weaken somebody. That blocks for a little bit. We also have Follow-Up and Crush Joints. So maybe we like Swivel Crush Joints, Follow-Up Sash Whip. We gotta be a little bit careful because that's too much energy. So we want to play these 3 attacks and Blade Dance. We have 6 energy, and that spends 3 of it, because Follow-Up doesn't count. So then we can afford either Swivel or Vigilance. I guess we can end our turn with Swivel, which is pretty fun. Does that help us? Not really. Oh wait, if we Swivel and then use an actual attack with it, it only costs 1, so we can play both Swivel and Vigilance and block out this turn. Okay, that's going to take all the mana, I'm pretty sure. So let's do those first. Then Swivel out a Crush Joints. We'll target the weaker outside Darkling. Looks like we're killing him. So we didn't really need all that damage, and our energy calculation was wrong. Let's backflip into Bowling Bash. Then we have Blade Dance next turn for damage. Okay, so we can probably Blade Dance him to death. Let's see, Blade Dance is going to do 18, so we can do those two to kill him, and then block with backflip. We could backflip into Apparition, and then just Blade Dance for 1 dex. That seems fine. I don't like how at the beginning of your turn, your energy gets set to 3 instead of going up by 3. Because I got an energy during their turn with Gremlin Horn, and I wish that I could keep it. I wish that when you hit end turn, your energy got set to 0 unless you have Ice Cream, and then you got to gain energy during the opponent's turn, but that's not how it works. Looks like we can probably kill them all here. Maybe not. I would like to Eruption Sweeping Beam, is what I'm trying to say. No, that's clearly not enough damage. It's 11 plus 16, not enough. Okay, so we're not doing that, so we're playing some other stuff. Sweeping Beam, Strike Strike seems good. We're already blocked out. Try and make sure these outside Darklings don't get any funny ideas. Oh. Oops, I'll block. Alright, well we can block it with just defense. And so we shall. We can strike him to draw a card, get a Sash Whip. We should probably knock down the center Darkling at some point because he's got 4 strength now. Let's go and do this first. Might be another Apparition this turn, just to save Perseverance. Okay, so now I'm drawing 8 if I let them hit me, or I can double miracle out Vigilance if I want extra energy next turn. Because next turn I'm drawing Eruption. Next turn I could Eruption Vault, but then I'm losing Blade Dance. Okay, so do we have lethal? Probably. So we Eruption on him, then these do 12, so we have 36 in there. Yeah, it's lethal. Okay. Okay. Third eye seems nice. Cloak and Dagger also seems okay. Yeah, I think Third Eye is exactly what I've been looking for with Frozen Eye. So let's do that. Yeah, YTI, I'm not suggesting that every character should always have Ice Cream. That's silly. What I'm saying is when you press end turn, if you don't have Ice Cream, your energy should get set to 0, which has the same effect as setting it to 0 at the beginning of your turn, with the exception of the times when you get energy during the opponent turn. I'm not suggesting a large change, just a small one. Okay, I think we're going through question marks. We're saving money for the second shop. Is that true? Maybe we just have enough money to go to both shops. We have 400. Yeah, I guess I'll go to both shops. We'll get some healing out of it too, meal ticket. Take Dark Shackles. It's not particularly great against Time Lord. Eternal Feather basically full heals us every time we go to a campsite, which is pretty neat. Master Strategy is pretty good in a Frozen Eye deck. We could card remove. But what? I guess a strike. We still have all of our starting strikes in the deck. Been so busy removing other cards. We can afford card remove and Eternal Feather. It's hard to imagine anything getting too much better than that. Maybe we do Hardware and Dark Shackles? No, I think I like Eternal Feather. Okay, we can pay the 10 health and then just go to this fire and heal and upgrade. Which seems good. Finesse seems great in the deck. We have deck scaling. I'm doing good, Sir Erdimal. We have kind of a giant deck, so maybe Mind Blast is correct. It's kind of hard to imagine that being good. We'd have so much energy on turn 1, though. Maybe it is good. Let's see, how much damage does it do? We draw 7 cards, so it does 21 currently. Yeah, I'm not that excited about that for 2. Violence could be good. Violence basically auto-procs kunai. And there's the Dark Shackles we almost bought, or another Finesse. I think the first one is clearly Finesse. And I think the second one is also Finesse. Finesse is quite good. Deck scaling. So let's do that. I think this one's Violence. That sounds excellent. I also do Sudokus. Yeah. I do them on an app, and the app times you. So I always feel really satisfied if I do one in like 10 minutes, but if it takes me like 15 minutes, I'm always a little bit disappointed. I did one in 6 minutes one time. And I was like, what is happening? Wow, 3 hours, oh my gosh. Were you doing it with paper and pencil? Maybe Decost Vault? No, I think it's gotta be upgrade Deus Ex Machina, right? Those turns when we get Deus Ex Machina are so strong. We don't really need 4 attacks, 3 is fine. I wonder how Violence interacts with Frozen Eye. I would say Sudoku is a graph theory problem. I don't know if you can say you can solve them with graph theory. Sure, Deus Ex Machina seems fine. We can fight these, right? If we die, we're sad. Yeah, so graph theory is just a set of of sort of mathematical precepts that allow you to think about different problems. The sort of like the most basic one that it sounds like maybe your brother was trying to do is called graph coloring. So if you just like take out a map that's got pictures of countries with borders next to each other, and your only rule is you have to color in all the tiles, but you can't color them in. No two tiles of the same color can be adjacent to each other. Then that's sort of like, that's your intro to graph theory. That's like both one of the most basic problems and also a very sophisticated problem that was only solved last year. I appreciate, yeah, fight is probably right? We feel really strong. We have extra energy for this fight too. My real only doubt here is if we fight here, do we die to Reptomancer here? It is also possible for us to die to this fight. I think we fight it. Gotta get those relics, man. That's how you win. Okay, our entire hand is miracles. What a miracle. We can draw these 3 cards with backflip and finesse, and then we can draw that card with sweeping beam. None of these cards are very exciting though, so we're going to end up having the apparition. Do we want to draw all 4 cards? That sets us up for having this hand next turn. Any hand with a vault in it is sort of guaranteed to not be dangerous to your health, so that's nice. I would really like to get to the Eruption and Blade Dance part of the deck soon. So let's do a bunch of card drawing. And we'll save the swivel for later. We have to play a miracle so that we can draw 5 cards. We've already drawn Deus Ex Machina, which is why our hand is jam-packed full of miracles. So we can't draw 6 cards on accident. We're also not proccing Centennial Puzzle or Drum and Horn at the end of the turn, so we're not gonna accidentally overdraw. Oh, damn it! we retained Perseverance and overdrew. Drat. Shucks. Another colloquialisms. Okay. We can draw Eruption with backflip and still have enough energy to vault because we have a gigantic amount of energy. Not to mention Vault is currently free, or Eruption is currently free. So let's miracle out a backflip and then go into Wrath mode. And then we can choose to miracle out strikes this turn, or we can just vault now. If we vault now, we get these cards and draw this one. We can't exit, and I, for some reason, like, didn't even look. So I guess we have to kill them, like, really soon. Okay, so I guess we do both the strikes. I don't want to let those roll by. Alright, so Bowling Bash Crush Joints kills 1. In fact, Bowling Bash almost kills 1 by itself. Not quite, and not quite is not close enough. I would like Ice Cream both in-game and out-of-game. I don't actually remember when the last time I had Ice Cream was. It's been quite a while, which is kind of embarrassing. Okay, so if we kill 1, we draw a card, and then if we finesse, we draw a card, so we get to draw a Blade Dance. So we could get 2 Dex procs. Unfortunately, we can only kill 1 with Crush Joints and Bowling Bash, which wastes approximately 1 million damage. There's no way around it that I can see. We only need 2 damage, but Crush Joints gives us so much. If we Crush Joints and Bowling Bash on back Orbwalker, do we kill him? So we do 24 plus 27 times 2. So that's 25 times 3 plus 3. So 75, 78? No, not quite. Okay, we'll have to be satisfied with way overkilling him. Okay, so if we... Let's see. We need to kill him next turn, probably. We have Apparition coming up, so it's not a big deal. So we can afford 2 Perseverance here. Okay, we have Apparition, so we're immortal. We can get a Dex proc and Third Eye to get rid of the burn he just put in our way. Actually, yeah, we can. We can get rid of burn and one other card. If we do one other card, we shuffle and have Violence, which is almost certainly lethal. Probably the burn and the defend. Third Eye with Frozen Eye is so broken. Okay, we have way more damage than we need. Because I didn't count. Lizard Tail's great, and we didn't lose any health in the fight. Although it felt like we were about to die repeatedly. Leg Sweep? Or pass? I think pass. Leg Sweep is too expensive. Consecrate is a 0-cost attack, which I've been looking for forever. But I think we've figured out a way to not care about that. It's good with Violence, though. But every card I add to the deck is increasing the distance between the apparitions, which is really important. So we'll skip here. Got some shapes. Okay. Probably using Violence, Apparition, and Bowling Bash this turn. Apparition will reduce the damage return from these spikers to 1. The top 2 cards of the deck are 2 copies of Finesse, so we can draw those with Backflip, and then draw these 2 cards with those. If we draw the Violence, like, the way the text on Violence is written, it doesn't reshuffle the deck, it just removes 3 attacks from it. Yeah, hopefully we are immortal. This would be our first win with a combination class, so I'm taking it really slow and careful. It seems like we're in good shape. Okay, so Apparition is definitely happening. Let's Backflip. And then we can Bowling Bash this guy. Wait, maybe we can go into Wrath? No, we can't go into Wrath. Okay. Yeah, I would like to win, but you know, it's gonna be a challenge. You know, these decks are not easy. Okay, so we don't have access to Eruption. It's way later. We also don't have access to Crush Joints. It's pretty much just as much later. So we don't really have any way to do stuff. It's cool. We probably shouldn't play both Finesses. We want to have Vault next turn, because this hand can't block. So we want to cycle it away for this hand, which can block with Third Eye and defend. But I guess we should figure out how to reduce our hand size so that we can Violence. Probably just Bowling Bash. Oh wait, but maybe Violence draws us Eruption or Crush Joints. Yeah, both Eruption and Crush Joints are late, but we can probably get one with Violence. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 10 cards in hand. So we'd have to play double Miracle Violence. That seems fine to make hand size. Okay, we did not get any of the cool things. We did get a Sweeping Beam, so now we can draw 3 cards instead of 2. And get back to Deus Ex Machina and keep going this turn. Let's hit the one who's buffing, I suppose. Knock him right out of the park. Sweeping Beam is going to do 2 damage back to us. but that seems okay. If we double finesse, we draw 3 cards, sort of. So we would fill our hand back up and go back to 3 energy. Our hand is also full if we backflip. Oh wait, if we backflip, we actually overdraw. I want to get to another attack, but I can't. So I'll have to kill the front spiker with Sash Whip if I want to kill him this turn. And I think I do... we have so much energy. I guess we could just vault now. Then we lose our apparition and he's soothing us again. If we get another card, we draw a strike, which seems good. So we should probably backflip, strike, back. Sorry, strike, backflip, strike. So we'll do that now. Just making sure I take advantage of the intangible, because spikers can be hard to kill on turns when you don't have intangible. Okay, are we surviving next turn? Yeah, I think we're fine for next turn. We only need to block for 11. Okay, so I think we're good here, right? We're retaining 3 cards. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so we can third eye and then get rid of the Ascender's Bane and the Vigilance, probably. Set up for like an Eruption Apparition Blade Dance turn. That seems fine. We've got follow-up ready to proc, so we should probably do that. So then this turn is just like follow-up third eye swivel. Set up for a 0-cost Eruption. We could third eye and not swivel and take 1 intentionally to proc Centennial Puzzle. Seems wrong. Seems like we probably want to finish this fight with 0 damage. We are overblocking by enough that we could punch the spiker. We don't really need to discount specifically Eruption by 2, but it would be nice. Yeah, I think I do want to apply the vulnerable on the spiker, so that our next attack on him kills him, ideally. Not being able to be frail is so good. Okay, so we've got a bunch of energy, a couple apparitions, blade dances, all the good cards were at the bottom, basically. But we got there without losing any health, so we're fine. So let's do that, and this. One of these. Okay, so that kills him. And then those hit him. And I guess we'll play this other one too. I think I will miracle out the other apparition. We only need 1 more attack to win the fight, basically. And if we don't get it next turn, I would like to be intangible during that turn. Oh wait, fight's over. Slice and Just Lucky. Suddenly we're being offered all the 0-cost attacks. Let's take Just Lucky. Scrying is really good when you have Frozen Eye. You can like plan when you're going to play Just Lucky so that you're getting rid of a specific card. I believe this has to be our Sapphire Key, unfortunately. I would love White Beast Statue, but can't take it. Okay. Eruption is super good in this fight. looks like we're getting a Dex proc this turn. We only need to do 40 damage, and we can pretty easily this turn. Okay, so now we need to start worrying about future turns. We can just Apparition to block next turn. And then backflip and draw Miracles. And then we can probably block out with Violence and stuff. Maybe Violence is bad, because it reduces the attack density of the rest of the deck. Yeah, because you really want, like, all those, like, I think Regal Pillow was a Sapphire Key possibility earlier, and, like, Bag of Prep and was as well. I think Meal Ticket was. They've all been really helpful, so, like, just getting to this point and being really strong means it's like, okay, well, now I don't care as much. Because Weight Beast Statue would only have, like, 4 fights in which to pay off, too. Okay, so do I Finesse right now? I think I do, because Defend is not useful next turn. Okay. There's no reason to Apparition or Strike, because we're not trying to kill him. I did not check if I was drawing Deus Ex Machina and almost did. Which would have 3, 6, 8. Oh, I guess it would have been fine, actually. Would have exactly drawn me to full. Okay. This is kind of an unfortunate turn because I only have 2 attacks, so I can't get a Dex. But then if I backflip, I draw like 1,000,000 energy. And can't really spend the energy very efficiently. Maybe we can actually block for 100 here. So he's actually attacking for 50. So if we do 16 plus 24, that's 40. So we'd only need to block for 20. And we could... No, we can't do it. Oh wait, backflip defend blocks for... No, blocks for 12. It's not far off, we'd only take 8. Taking 8's a pretty big deal if you're at 31. We could just Apparition and take 1 damage. And draw 8 cards next turn. But drawing 8 cards with 3 Miracles in hand is exactly the same problem as we're having right now. I think we do this because it does apply a weak for next turn. Wait, he's only hitting for 15. Oh, because it's 20 but then reduced. Alright, so now we're retaining 5 cards and we're in good place. Vault would not take its timer. Vault means you take an extra turn. Doesn't let them take a turn. Okay, so he's saying 90, but what he means is 60, but then with both Wrath and Weak. We really need Violence this turn. We do not have very much damage. So I guess we'll have to see what Violence gets us, because we can't predict that with Frozen Eye. I'm pretty sure we can't predict it. If we can predict it, it's just Lucky Strike, Sweeping Beam. But I'm pretty sure we can. So we get 3, 6, 10 cards in hand. So if we want Violence to draw fully, we need to play 2 before we play it. We could Swivel before we play it as one of the cards, but I think I just want... Well, maybe we do want Swivel. Yeah, okay, I'll just Swivel and Miracle and then Violence. Oh, it was those 3. They drew in the wrong order, though, just like it was first, wasn't it? Yeah, there's also only one other attack in the deck, so there's like a... there's a 25% chance that I get the 3 that I was expecting. If it's random. And it says it's random, so I don't see any reason to not believe it. We can take a free Finesse and get Apparition to get out, but I don't know if we need that. Because we're already blocked for 27, he's hitting for 60, I guess we do need that. We're only doing 16, 26, 42 damage. If we do 42 damage to him, he's hitting for 18, but then it's 36 because it's doubled, but then that's less than 27 when weak is applied. So I think we're fine without the apparition, which means we're going to take the finesse and not play it, I think. And we'll leave it there, obviously. Okay, yeah, so we're blocked out now. And we're retaining 4 cards, and we have intangible up for next turn. So this all seems fine. Yeah, I mean, the thing that happened, if it is random, was improbable. So it's a bit of an eyebrow raiser, but it would happen 25% of the time, naturally. We've double Blade Dance next turn, so I guess I'll third eye the defend away, but once again, all the Blade Dances on the bottom of the deck, doing their job. Being last. Okay, so we're retaining 5 cards, that's fine. Alright, he's trying to hit for 80. We have Apparition, which we could use, but I think we'd rather use the Blade Dances because they give decks. Okay, 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so I have to spend 1 before we Blade Dance. I guess that's going to be a miracle. It's hard to imagine needing 7 energy for any turn in the rest of the fight. Next turn might be a little bit tricky. Vault. So why you asked earlier if Vault would tick his timer. I said no, and that's technically true because this is his timer. But Vault does have an interesting interaction with him because when you Vault, he remains shackled. So you can do the damage to reduce his attack to 0 over 2 turns, which is pretty neat. And that might be what we're doing coming up next turn. Okay, so he's doing 90, which seems like a lot. We have no more intangible accessible. There's one in the discard, I believe. Yeah, we can't get there. I don't think we can block for 180, so I think we need to do some damage. Sash Whip is procced, so now he's down to 99. So we can third eye and get rid of the 2 defends. And then Vault. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Eruption too. So we're doing, let's see, do we want the stop card? I think we'd prefer to have follow-up. So let's get rid of the swivel and draw the follow-up, and then play an attack so we can play follow-up. And then it looks like we're blocked out. Okay. Well, Transient's a pretty good measurement of if you're going to be good at the heart fight. So I feel good about that. It's not a perfect measurement, obviously. The mechanics are quite different because you're doing damage to block, but we had the right combination of apparitions and decks to block that fight. Do we have anything we want to rebound? Rebound does let us manipulate draw order. We could like rebound the finesse and then finesse it again. But I don't think so. I think all of these cards are distinguished in that they are not apparitions. Deck Spot is worse than Entropic Brew, so we'll keep the Entropic Brew. Alright, here's our first Act 3 Elite. It is indeed Repromancer. Just as I feared. Okay. We can get to Deus Ex Machina this turn if we want it. We can get to Bowling Bash too, assuming we're killing a dagger. This actually only hits for 18, so we kind of don't have enough damage. We could third eye and backflip to get there. We can make backflip, draw Bowling Bash and Deus Ex Machina, so that can do 21 and kill a dagger, and draw more stuff. We really need to find a Wrath mode, enter. This deck needs a Tantrum. If I was offered a Tantrum, I would take one. Eruption is unfortunately on the bottom of the deck. We're definitely third eyeing and then backflipping, but I don't know what I'm doing with those two cards. So if I got rid of all these cards, I could draw Just Lucky Strike. Seems bad. I think I could just keep Bowling Bash, Deus Ex Machina, and get rid of the Strike, Defend, Backflip. But maybe we need to keep the Backflip. I'll need to figure that out by walking through the next couple turns. So we're taking Bowling Bash and Deus Ex Machina. We're using Bowling Bash to kill a dagger, so we're at the very least drawing up to backflip. So we can't keep backflip for future turns, but we could play it this turn. Bowling Bash is killing one of them. Can we kill the other one? This is only 18 damage, so no. He's at 4, basically. But we can draw into this strike if we leave it with third eye. So we get rid of the defend and the backflip, draw these two with backflip, draw this after killing somebody, and kill the other one. Okay, that seems pretty good. We could actually just kill him with Just Lucky, huh? And that's even better, because it's 5 damage, so it's not very wasteful, and we can get rid of the strike if we want to. Okay. Alright, so that's the plan. Third eye, get rid of these. We need to make some hand room. I guess we're Blade Dancing, so we can play that. Wait. 3, 6, 9. So we don't have room for Blade Dance right now. So we'll play one of the Miracles. Are we playing a Miracle this turn? I mean, we have to, right? So Blade Dance. Hit him. Backflip is going to draw effectively 4 cards, because this one's 3 cards and this one's 1. But we have 6 non-backflip cards in hand, so that's safe. We're going to get full hand. This is doing 9, which I totally forgot about. It's fine. It's the same as it was before. I just could have switched the targets. Okay, and then Just Lucky kills this dagger. And I believe we get rid of the strike. Yeah, we're getting this strike either way. It's either this one or that one. And it's generally not a good card, so I'll get rid of it. And then we prep a swivel for next turn. Yeah, and then we retain 5 cards. Alright, well I expect to win a Reptomancer fight in which I kill both daggers on turn 1. So I think we're in good shape here. Okay, so we can do 20 damage to a dagger, which is not enough to kill it. Which is too bad. Next turn we're getting Sweeping Beam. We could just strike, Sash Whip, Miracle, Vault to draw the Sweeping Beam now. Sweeping Beam's going to do 8 AoE, so can we set one of these daggers to 8? No. We can set it to 4 or 3, or we could set it to 12, I guess, and then kill it with a Shiv. That seems fine. So we'll do it like this, and then we'll vault. We're drawing a follow-up with the Sweeping Beam, which is fine. And then we're drawing Apparition, which we don't need, but it's fine too. Okay, and then when we kill that last one, we're getting Finesse, which we super don't need. And then Eruption. Finally, we're entering Wrath. Okay. We could just draw Eruption now, but I think I'd rather keep Violence in the deck for the next shuffle. because that's happening very soon. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so we need to get one out before we Blade Dance. We can Vigilance kind of for free right now, because we're going to enter Wrath this turn. So let's Vigilance and Blade Dance. And then draw a card. And then draw a card. And then I guess we have to Miracle once to enter Wrath. And I'll go ahead and blow another Miracle to develop Vulnerable. Okay. Apparition seems good this turn. We can Finesse, Strike Follow-Up. Strike Follow-Up is going to do 16 plus 14, or wait, plus 18. 16 plus 18 is 25, so we can kill a dagger with that. And then draw Curse of the Bell. Okay, well, I still think it's worth doing. Clearly we're also apparitioning this turn. I think I mentioned that already, but it's worth repeating. We don't have any apparition up next turn, so we might have to... Oh wait, we do actually backflip into apparition. Okay. Which one? We didn't make very good use of that vulnerable on the Reptomancer, but we did use it. Eruption draws this card. We can make that card Blade Dance, which is great. She is summoning again, so it would be nice to draw a Bowling Bash specifically next turn, which is what's currently happening. So we probably want to leave. We probably want to not play backflip this turn, and then just Eruption Sash Whip, and Blade Dance. Uh, 3, 6, 7. Yep, we got enough room here. We could Miracle out Third Eye. I'm pretty happy drawing Eruption and Bowling Bash. Could get rid of these two. I don't think it's worth a Miracle, though. She's summoning again. The Madman. We'll probably have Lethal here with Bowling Bash and Violence. What's the worst case scenario for Violence? It's like Just Lucky, Strike, Sweeping Beam is worse than Crush Joints, but it most likely would get Crush Joints too. 3, 6, 8, so we can draw with Violence. We did not get Crush Joints. And isn't near the top, so we can't go get it. Doing 42 seems good, though. Oh, wait, it was 54. Alright, fight's over. We got a pair. That's pretty good for Ghost. Yeah, I would really like to get those Blade Dances in on it. We actually have some Scrying, so we could try to Weave. Let's see, our Scrying is only Third Eye. With Third Eye and Just Lucky. But getting Zero House Attacks is really good in the deck. And it is a Weave Plus. I don't know if it's the 33rd card, but I think it is good. I'll do it. Alright, we're at full health. Let's make this the Recall, just in case we are not at full health here. It's hard to imagine not being at full health, because we heal for 18, and we only have 41 max HP, but it's possible. Alright, our involuntary second shop. Preserved Insect would proc in 2 fights, this Mega Elite fight and the Act 4 Elite fight, presuming we beat the Act 3 bosses. Same goes for Sling of Courage. There's a reprogram available. Impatience. I think I'm more worried about the bosses than the elites. Act 4 elites are always super scary, but I know the next one isn't Repromancer, and Repromancer is probably the scariest one. We're not like super good against Nemesis, but we can beat Nemesis, I think. Unless it's like, I don't know, I guess regenerating Nemesis is probably the scariest one. That doesn't sound that scary now that I've said it out loud. We cannot afford reprogram card remove. We've been removing too many cards. We can afford reprogram Impatience, which seems good. We're having a little bit of problem keeping the attack density of the deck high enough, and Impatience is great for that. It's both good in decks where the attack density is low, and it's good at making the attack density go up. Yeah, reprogram versus sling is an interesting thing. Reprogram does let you take Impatience, so it's not just a reprogram, it's kind of reprogram plus Impatience versus sling. I think Preserved Insect is probably better than sling in a straight up fight. And I think reprogram Impatience is better than Preserved Insect, but not by much. Alright, let's do this. Alright, now we've got strength scaling. We didn't have strength scaling before, but now we do. Alright, we have to do this, even though it's scary. Strength Nemesis, that might be worse than regenerating Nemesis. This might be the worst one possible. Sling and Preserved Insect help proc in the same fights. Sling is only against the elites. I'm 99% sure, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Sling of Courage, start elite combat with 2 strength. That's right, we've got Ghost versus Ghost. The showdown. Alright, we've got 5 energy and 3 miracles. This is an 8 energy turn. Do you know where Coconut is? Someone has asked to see her. Do you mind if I browse her? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go get the cat for Evil Welky 2003. Must have been lurking for a while because it got a bunch of points. I haven't seen it before. What do you think we should do? I had to get her out of a nap in a sunspot in a chair upstairs. So that's her nap location, or her when she's taking a break. Okay. So now that Coconut is no longer gracing us with her presence, what's our next move? Well, this third eye looks really good because we can get rid of Curse of the Bell and Ascender's Bane if we draw it and then play it this turn. And make next hand much better. We can draw it this turn if we backflip. We need to backflip before we finesse to do that. We need to make a little bit of hand room. I think we just like strike Sash Whip, Blade Dance to make hand room. Yeah, no apparitions available right away, and we are currently taking... We were taking 33, now we're taking 24, which is quite a lot. Okay, so if we backflip and third eye, we're only blocking for 16, and he's currently attacking for 24. So we'd have to swivel as well. But that's okay, we can afford that. If we finesse, we draw 3 more miracles. If we sweeping beam, we get a dex, so we should do that before we do the other attacks. And then we can draw a follow-up. We can only play the follow-up if we play the strike too. And the next turn is these cards. These cards don't block very well. We can draw into Vigilance. It's a little bit spooky. Do we miracle out? Yeah, I think we do. We only have to play 1 miracle and it saves us 4 health. Makes our next attack free. Alright, he is attacking again. I don't think we can get 24 block. We can get 13, 20. That's not bad. Oh wait, we draw Vigilance. Vigilance blocks. Alright, so let's draw Vigilance. Blocks for 10. So we're only taking 3 right now. We'd have to miracle out Perseverance. I kind of want to hold Perseverance. And we're not going to attack while he's shields up. But we can Eruption next turn. And Apparition to block. We can play all these for 0, and then Impatience to draw 2 cards, and Backflip to draw cards, and Blade Dance. We're going off next turn, that's what I'm saying. So maybe we don't need the Miracle. Maybe we want to take 0 in this fight. I'm not sure if we can actually do that, though. We don't need to take 0 in this fight. We're going to Campfire after this, and we have Eternal Feather. So I think the smart thing to do is here's hold Perseverance. Yeah, we'll be fine. I forgot about the Centennial Puzzle draw, as I do every single time. Okay, but that doesn't change our plan. Also, he is not attacking, so we're not afraid of him this turn. We can Weave and then Just Lucky and get our Weave back. Which is nice. Unfortunately, we want to leave the Blade Dance there, but there's no way to rearrange it, because we need to draw with Impatience, and Impatience requires us to have no cards in hand, or no attacks. I guess we could have drawn with Backflip, but then we would have just seen Reprogram. We want to keep that too, probably. In fact, I think we want to play that this turn. 3, 6, 8, so we can play Blade Dance now. Actually, we want to play Reprogram before Blade Dance, so let's go get it now. 3, 6, 8, so Blade Dance is still safe. There's no way to draw cards, or else we would be able to get close to lethal here. We have Apparition next turn, so I think we're probably in good shape. Yep, we'll just leave these things alone. Let them keep ticking up. Yeah, there is, but I don't like it. It's ugly. Yikes, 98. Yeah, that's his 45 attack, but he gets 4 strength, and we are vulnerable. Yikes, 49 times 2. It's a big attack. Good thing that he's not the only ghost around. Go ahead and make him vulnerable as though it mattered. I suppose it's possible that it can. Our shuffle could be really bad. We could not kill him next turn. Top card is Follow Up. So let's go get that. I don't think we need it for the kill here. Yeah, we don't. Okay. Ooh, Fossilized Helix is great. Wow. What a weird card reward. I think we're taking none of these. I don't think this is the 36th card in the deck. Do we need all-out attack? Some AoE would be nice. Our only AoE is Sweeping Beam right now, if you don't count Bowling Bash. Bowling Bash is a better kind of AoE for the Spire elites, though. All-out attack is good in Awakened One fight, but we're not guaranteed to see that. And it's only really good in the first couple turns of it. Is Meditate pickable? Seems really good. We kind of just want to enter Wrath once and then never change stances again. But it does seem like having a way to get out might be useful. Being able to get Vault back and stuff. So we'll pick Meditate. Alright, go to full. Got all the keys, so we get an upgrade. Meditate's a great upgrade. Impatience gets an extra card. Just Lucky, all the numbers go up, which is nice. Vault gets decosted. I think those are the best ones. Eruption also gets decosted. I think Vault getting decosted is better than Eruption, because Vault getting decosted means you can like more easily get a Dex on a turn when you Vault, whereas Eruption getting decosted just means that Swivel doesn't do as much. Often. I don't know how often we're playing Meditate, but getting back 2 cards does seem good. We have some hand size problems though, so maybe we don't need that. I'll just take a Vault upgrade. Okay, he is attacking on turn 1, but so are we. We need... Okay, we have a barrier now, so we could just ignore his first attack. He does have a multi-attack too, so we want the barrier to hit a big attack and not a small attack. Can we get 2 decks this turn? Top card of the deck is Sash Whip. So we could Sweeping Beam, Sash Whip, Weave, Just Lucky Weave. But that's only 5 attacks, it's not 6. So we'd have to like backflip and go get Follow-Up Apparition too. I don't know if I want to play those. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we should play. That's right. Okay, so if we Third Eye with that, we do get 2 decks. I forgot Third Eye had Scry on it. Okay, so if we're Third Eyeing, what are we Third Eyeing, right? So so if we're playing 6 attacks, then we're probably proccing the clock this turn, which is a little bit insane. Okay, so we're playing 6 attacks and Third Eye and backflip. When are we playing Third Eye and what are we getting rid of? Well, I would like to draw Reprogram and Blade Dance. Those are some high priority cards. So if I Third Eye and get rid of everything, then backflip draws these 2. Oh wait, if I Third Eye and get rid of everything and then Just Lucky and get rid of this Defend, then we draw Blade Dance Defend. And then Sweeping Beam does draw Reprogram. Okay, so then we're playing 6 attacks, third eye, backflip, so that's 8. And then... wait a minute, is Blade Dance good in this fight? Do we want to play Blade Dance? Because that's... we could proc 3 decks this turn. But that's like the remainder of our cards, right? This is 4 cards that go up to 12. So we can't actually play Reprogram and Blade Dance this turn. But we can get 3 decks, which seems like a lot. Oh wait, sorry, I counted all of these cards as getting played, or I counted these 2 as getting played, but then they're not actually if we're third eyeing both away. So we've only got Weave 3 times for 5 attacks, and then Blade Dance, so that's actually not very efficient, playing 8 attacks. I don't think we want to do that. Maybe we want to try to block out this turn instead of letting it hit Fossilized Helix or Apparitioning. Can we block for 32? Block for 9, plus 2, plus 5. So that's 16. So we would need like 5 decks in order to make that work, which we can't really get to. But we can weaken him. If he's weak, he does 8 less damage, so he does 24. And if we get a dex before we play all these, then it's 10, 13, 18. So I take 6. It's still probably more than I want to take. Can we just play Apparition in 6 attacks? Because the Just Lucky would block out. We could keep the barrier. Okay, so 6 attacks is Weave, Just Lucky Weave, Third Eye Weave, and Sweeping Beam. So that's 4, 5. No, how do we get to 6? We'd have to backflip. And then that's something like a 12-time turn again. Also, we should be planning out like the rest of the fight here, which is kind of daunting. So maybe we try to do like just 1 dex this turn, 1 dex and Apparition, and use Third Eye to set up next turn to do something nice. We have 5 energy though. This should probably be a 12-card turn. So if we could draw 2 cards, we could draw Violence and go into Wrath mode, maybe? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So we could leave Violence Crush Joints on top and draw them with Backflip. Okay, so then it's Weave, Third Eye, oops. Weave, Third Eye, get rid of these 3. Backflip, Violence. Alright, I think I like that line the best. We'll have to see what Violence gets us. Uh, 3, 6, 9 cards, so we can backflip safely now. We cannot Violence safely. So we need to clear some room, and I think that's the Weave, Just Lucky Weave. Oh wait, maybe we don't want to do it that way, because we want to be in Wrath mode when we play Weave, ideally. So we need to make 2 slots, so I think that's Crush Joints Weave. Okay, we did not get Wrath mode. Alright, so now that we're here, what do we do? Alright, so next turn looks kind of crappy. But we have a backflip into Deus Ex Machina. Well, We have like Dex and Defends. We're not dying next turn. But maybe we should Apparition this turn so that we can let Barrier block for us next turn. How likely is Time Lord to do a multi-attack next turn? So his Reverberate is the multi-attack, and he has a 45% chance of using it. Interesting. So currently the Helix is blocking for, whatchamacallit, 16? No, 18. Which is pretty good. Can we get 2 decks? We have 6 cards left. If they're all attacks, we get 2 decks. We only have 2 energy though, although we can do 2 free attacks with Just Lucky Weave. So we can play 4 attacks. Or 5 if we Miracle 1, but 5 is not a good number. We want to play 3. So if we're playing 3 attacks, we're going up to at least 9 on the clock. So we probably want to just fill the clock. We could cycle past the Defend, and then we have access to Vigilance next turn. So Sweeping Beam. We can still go get Blade Dance this turn if we want. We could Just Lucky to get rid of the Defend and then Sweeping Beam to go get it. And then spend all the rest of our turn playing Weave. But Weave is not, it's not really good. I think playing 4 attacks and then Miracling out an Apparition seems okay. We could just leave it right here, though. This is not a bad place to be. 6 on the clock for next turn. So then we can, like, reprogram... Defend. Or I guess we could reprogram Defend... Reprogram Blade Dance Defend. Would be our whole turn. But it's possible he doesn't attack next turn. He has a 20% chance of not attacking. Oh, he can't use Head Slam next turn, so I'm not sure what that does to the other attacks. So it's more than 20% chance of using Ripple. So let's hope he's going for Ripple next turn. And just do 4 attacks, and then Apparition. And leave Blade Dance there. Okay, he is going for Ripple. So we can reprogram. And then I think Blade Dance and then just pass. Next turn we're getting a bunch of Finesses and a Vigilance. If we want, we can Finesse into an Apparition. Depends on if we need it. Seems fine. Okay, so we need to block for 45. We can Vigilance to block for 30. So then that barrier would block the last 15 pretty cleanly. If we double finesse, we can go get or apparition. Seems like kind of an overcommitment. If we just vigilance, we can't overdraw. So I think we should do this. We have 6 on the clock, seems like enough. Okay, and the next turn is finally Eruption. We don't have any intangible to go with it next turn, so we might be kind of afraid to use it. We could meditate for an intangible next turn. What should we leave the clock at for next turn? It seems like maybe we should play 6 cards this turn if we can. I kind of want to play 6 cards next turn, but I can't really. So I'd take 34. We could, won't quite work. We could Apparition, and take 1 to proc Centennial Puzzle. But then we were drawing 8 cards and we would have 5 miracles with nothing to spend them on. So that seems bad. I think we just leave ourselves with not much on the clock, and if it's an emergency, we can vault out of it. This is a bit of a pickle because Perseverance retains and Meditate gives us a card that returns. Wait, he's going to apply draw reduction? Is that right? Because he's head slamming right now? Yeah, he is going to apply draw reduction, so we're only drawing 4 cards. So we could just end turn right now and not meditate. I was planning on meditating back an intangible, but I guess we don't. Vault is terrible in this fight. Why am I hoping on Vault saving me? So we're drawing these 4 cards. Yeah, I think we need to meditate back a intangible. We could prevent ourselves from drawing Eruption. We could intentionally hand block ourselves. Only draw 3 cards. This is a tricky fight. Maybe we should go get back Reprogram. It seems like Reprogram is how we win the fight. We need to scale up so that our shivs do more. We kind of have to get lucky and have him not multi-attack us next turn. But if he does, we have Perseverance, so we're not dying. It just hurts. He is multi-attacking. Drat. So we reprogram. We can only play 2 cards. I guess it's Perseverance, Impatience. Try and cycle around back. We did cycle back to reprogram if that was the goal. Okay, new draw pile. What do we got? A defend coming up, which will block for 10 now. We've got enough decks. Actually 11 if we draw it after reprogram. So we can block for 11 plus 8 is 19 plus swivel is 32. He's attacking for 36. It's not far off. We can Sash Whip to weaken him. Because he's actually only attacking for 27. We can block for 30. Wait. No, 22 with this. Take 5. And play fewer cards. We're not hitting it on anything exciting. We're hitting it on, like, follow-up. Okay, we need to block for 27 and can't. We could Blade Dance and then defend. Gets us 1 extra dex, but it also gets him 2 extra strength. I think we just Blade Dance follow-up and let Fairy in a Bottle save us this turn. And then next turn is like Vigilance. I needed to go into Wrath mode this fight. Okay, he's not attacking, that's nice. We need to break him. He's not broken now, we need to get him below 240 so that we have a turn off. So we can do 11 with that, and then 11 with that, it's 22. Gets him to 51, so not low enough. Let's drink this now that we've got Fairy down. We've got another Entropic Brew. I guess let's keep it rolling. Take the that and that. We could Duplication Potion the Sweeping Beam and draw nothing. We also healed for like a bunch with that. That's pretty nice. Thanks, Toy Ornithopter. He's got nothing on the clock. Okay, so we can't break him this turn. We can Swoop and Beam Strike, and then next turn with this strike and this Just Lucky, we can get him to split. I would like to be playing 3 attacks though. That's just not possible. Maybe we meditate? Yeah, we can meditate back the Sweeping Beam so that we draw a strike this turn, and then we have strike Just Lucky Sweeping Beam the next turn. Okay. I guess we could meditate back a bunch of stuff. Like, for example, a reprogram. That seems good. Okay, sitting up for 57. We are kind of shields down here. Apparitions are far away. We can draw this hand and then get rid of all these cards with Third Eye. And if we can draw 1, we can draw out to Apparition. And we can draw 1 with Backflip. So we can get there. We have to Vault right now, so that's probably Reprogram Vault. Puts us to 4 on the clock. And then 5, 6 on the clock. We have to play Weave and Just Lucky. So that's 6, 7, possibly 8 on the clock, 9, 10, so we get there in time. Okay. I guess we can leave the finesse. It blocks for a little bit. No, we don't want that. We don't want block this turn. We could leave the perseverance. Is that true? We could leave the perseverance. Yeah, actually that's even more convenient because then we don't draw the weave until after. Okay, and then we backflip to draw 2 cards. We do have to go into Wrath mode, but we want to go into Wrath mode, so that's fine. I think this means that our... no, Weave is not in the draw pile. Okay, so we're still getting there in time. Oh shit. We can leave it there, but we don't have to. So this is our... Yeah, so the remaining 4 cards are Just Lucky, Weave, Impatience, thing. So we're either drawing Apparition Weave or Apparition Slimed. And we want to get past that Slimed, so we will discard the Weave. Okay. Complicated turn. Okay, he is now buffing, so we shouldn't bother him, although we have 5 energy and 12 on the clock, so it seems like bothering him would be a really good idea. But we'll still have 5 energy next turn, and we will have just as many opportunities to fight him without letting him heal. He's currently healing for 6, which is pretty good for us. We also get to stack Perseverance here. He's hitting us for 80, which would kill us, if we were to allow that. I don't think we can kill him, so we need to get to a stance exit or somehow 80 block. Next stance exit is this Vigilance. It is many cards away. We could draw Backflip. We can draw up to Follow Up, but we can't draw any further. Unless we Duplication Potion the Backflip. Which both blocks and gets us sort of stance exit, which seems good. Also, finesses are just blocking for 11 right now. He's only hitting for 40 once we're out, so 11 plus 11 plus 8 plus 9, 17 plus 22 is 39, so we're taking 1 damage with just those cards. So the backflips are kind of extra. But we have to use them to get to Vigilance. If we're dual casting backflip, do we actually even need Vigilance? Are we blocking for 80? I don't think we're blocking for 80. Okay. So I think we have to do that, and we have 6 cards in hand, so we can draw 4, or 6 non-backflip cards in hand. Which I think we need to do. And then the last finesse draws us Vigilance. Yeah, we did almost block for 80. We could just Perseverance. I think if we wanted to do that, though, we should have not played the last card draw card. Maybe we're trying to kill him next turn? So we could strike follow-up Miracle Vigilance. Or we could, like, Perseverance, strike follow-up Miracle Strike. Drawing these 5 cards next turn. We can sweep and beam into backflip. If he chooses not to attack next turn, then it's possible we kill him, right? This is not a good turn to be attacking him, though. Unfortunately, this is our eruption too. So if we do leave Wrath, we're probably never getting back into it. We could meditate it back, but that's like way later. Survive lots of turns to get there. We could also block one of his debuffs. Let's see, it's going to be draw reduction first. So we'd remove both draw reductions. Handy. So we draw 5 cards instead of these 4. Actually, we kind of need to draw 5 instead of 4, because we need to sweep and beam into backflip. Okay, so let's try and spend 12 time this turn. So we get to play 8 more cards. One of them's going to be Vigilance, because we don't want to get trapped. Is that true? Because if we stay in Wrath mode, we have Blade Dance, Blade Dance. We have a ton of attacks next turn. Each of these is 4 times, so that's 4, 8, 10, plus Crush Joints. So we have actually Wrath mode plus Vulnerable next turn. Maybe we can get there. So then we might be like playing Slimes just to spend clock and make sure he resets. Okay, alright, let's try that. Oh my god, we can't play 3 cards. I assumed we could. Okay, so we had to save for next turn because we can only play 3 cards next turn. Seems sketchy. Okay, so he's doing basically our life total 3 times. And we can't kill him because we don't have enough time. That just lucky though, look at that thing. 0 mana, deal 18 damage, block for 12. Whew. Darn. Well, I thought this one was getting there. I really thought it didn't even get it to floor 51. Maybe I should have pivoted when I came to Act 3 and saw it was Time Lord. I kind of didn't process how much of a threat that was. The reprogram late was nice, but it wasn't enough to... we just didn't have enough like draw order manipulation to play reprogram repeatedly. We were really relying on the Blade Dances, and Blade Dances are just bad. I was not arrogant, Sir Artemal. Here, arrogance is a slow and insidious killer. That's why you timed out. Okay, need to keep the attitude positive. We're going to try and focus on what we can learn from this, and not how effectively Sir Artemal was able to troll from chat. I knew that winning was going to be difficult, and I said that much. I was not overconfident. This is a difficult game. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we were supposed to do in Act 3 here. Where were we when we entered Act 3 here? We already had apparitions for sure. I think we picked Deus Ex Machina as our boss reward for Act 2. So we picked up at least 1 Blade Dance while we could see the Well, we could see the Time Lord coming. And a Weave and a Just Lucky. Those probably were not correct. Maybe we just needed to find Shuriken. Or like add those curses to the deck. That could have worked. Yeah, it just wasn't a good Time Lord deck. It was a really powerful deck that I think could have killed the Heart easily. But not Time Lord. Strange.